awesome if it is. I'd love to beat you. It ain't gonna happen, but we'll see. Crappie.
Hey, you never know.
Nah,
you never know.
Like I said, all it takes that one.
Like I told you, it's anybody's game. This Majestic gonna be anybody's game. So because you got the shallow water's gonna play, and you got the deep water's gonna play. But if that deep water bike turn on, them guys gonna shoot up real quick, just like in the daytime.
Yeah, I'm
gonna be up there in the top.
Yeah.
But at night, I lose it at night.
They say, look, I'm going to get into the Darbon. We'll go ahead and get rolling. Okay. But I'm going to get into the night fishing here in a second. We both suck at fishing the night out there. It's not that
it sucks. It's just I don't want to travel, down them creeks.
Yeah, pull that mic in a little bit closer to you. Yeah, and you can lean it back like this too. It's fine. Yeah, you just get comfortable.
Right. It's just I don't like to travel, at night,
Talking about running your boat?
Yeah, because, them red and green lights, and then you got another green, like, if somebody's coming, it kind of get confusing of, is that the channel pole marker or that another boat?
Yeah.
So it's kind of get dangerous and stuff. So I just kind of get in one area that I know, like, I just stay around, like, close to 33, right? Fish in that area. So, which it is some fish there. But.
Yeah, it is. Well, look, before we get into it too much, I appreciate you coming on. Like I told you when you walked in, I was like, we've seen each other on Facebook and that's it. But we've never talked until a few days. Well, I say it was like a week ago or something like that. I hit you up. And I was like, hey, dude, no, you don't know me from Adam, but I would love to get you on before the Majestic.
Right.
And so I'm going to get you to introduce yourself, and then we'll tell the listeners kind of what we're doing. This is a special episode, something we haven't done before. So introduce yourself to us.
My name is Sontus Mitchell. I was born and raised pretty much a shooter in Louisiana. I hunt, I fish, played baseball for shooter in high school, went to college, played baseball for Grambling State University. After college, did a little bit of hot shotting. Then I started working for the Sheriff Department. I worked for the Sheriff Department for about 7.5 years, and after the Sheriff Department, I went to State Police, and I've been with State going on 8 years.
Nice. You got a family?
I got 2 boys, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got 2 boys, Kason Mitchell and Jackson Mitchell, and he's a 7-year-old, so 10 and 7.
Which one can outfish you?
The young one, Jackson, he's gonna be a stick.
Yeah,
he can't outfish me right now, but Daddy still got the title of that. So
won't look. Train him right. It won't be long. He'll be smoking.
It won't be long, but he can catch them. He can catch them big, and it's just like a natural instinct for him. So y'all see him.
You know Connor Nimrod?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So shout out to Tournament Technologies. I've done all kind of stuff with him, but he was sitting right there not that long ago, and I was talking. I was like, dude, what separates people like you, people like Connor, like all these other cats? It's just you can go and get on them.
Right.
And he's like, man, a lot of it is learning the water, just being on there, just learning how to fish, and that is. But a big part of it, just having that natural, just God-given.
Exactly.
You're born with it, ability or talent, whatever you want to call it. It's just that instinct, like you're talking about, and that's something I don't have when it comes to bass fishing.
Right.
It ain't that ain't it. But a lot of you guys that absolutely smoke them, y'all all kind of have that knack. And I've said it before. It's like hunting. You said that you hunt and you deer hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can go out to a piece of like a tract of timber, or go to a farm, or go to whatever, and you look at it. You don't even have to know really the lay of the land. You can just kind of look and be like, okay, I know that this is going to be the spot that's probably going to hold deer more than whatever during this time of the year. I have that on hunting a little bit, but not on fishing.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, looking for the resources, like what you got, you got acorns, what kind of acorns you got, fuel plots, and you got a creek, close by, just typical things, you see a buck rub. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you got a buck in the area, and if he's rubbing that tree, that means that he's
he's traveling a little corridor. He's traveling through there. Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like fishing, huh?
Yeah, knowing the lay of the land. That's a lot of things that do you know Zach Poole?
Zach, I
know. So him and Brennan, they fish a lot together. So Zach's fishing this tournament with me, and he's been out of the tournament fishing game for a while. And so, but I went and we've been doing, like when you saw us pass there the other day, and I shot you a text. Like, you didn't know it was me. I just texted you. I said, first of all, no one misses you. Like, dude, this cat, it's a white Camus.
Yeah, white Camus.
And I ain't talking about. I'm talking about bright white. Right. I'm talking about like the color of your teeth white, like bright white. Right. You look when you see that thing. if you're trying to catch some fish, follow. If you can keep up with it, follow it because
Exactly.
you're easy to track down.
Exactly.
But when you saw us the other day, that's what we were doing. We were just going.
Yeah.
We've been just side scanning all morning, just trying to figure something out. But that's the thing that I didn't know really went into play as much as like the ditches and not so much the channel swings, but what's the topography or like what's the humps and all the different saddles, how all that comes into play for those fish, those post-spawn going into early summer fish like it does. So, but I want to get in, talk about all that kind of stuff. Okay. But again, the special part, just telling all the listeners, this is going to be a 2-part podcast. So we're going to get you back in after the Majestic. The Majestic is this Saturday. Right. So we have less than a week for the Majestic. Matter of fact, it's Thursday. Right. We got 2 days. 2 days to the Majestic. It ain't long. Game time. You better make sure that boat's charged up because it's close, baby.
Hey, trust and believe. I went and got me a battery now. So
yeah. You ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's not going to be 2 episodes. It's going to be 1 episode. And so we're going to talk for a while. When we get to a stopping point, I'll go and be like, all right, well, that's it for the first half of this episode. We're about to go into the second half here in 3, 2, 1, bam, and then we'll pick right back up. So it's going to be cool. So we'll get his thoughts before the Majestic for this year. And I'll go in and tell you why we're getting his thoughts and why I asked him to come here to do this type of episode more than anybody else. But we're getting his thoughts on the Majestic for this year. And then we're going to get him back in, and we'll get your thoughts on how I beat you out on the second part of the episode. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go find you. I'm gonna pull that plug. I'm gonna be like, I gotta beat you somehow. I don't care how. I gotta beat you.
Right.
But no, dude, for real. Thank you for coming on, man. That means a lot. I appreciate it. But the reason I got you on, you may not brag on yourself. I don't know. You may brag on yourself, but you may not. But
stay humble.
We try, bro. We try.
All right.
You've won the Majestic twice.
Right.
There's very few people that have done that. And like, you're a younger cat, so it ain't like that you've been fishing that lake for 30, 40 years. Right. And so you've won it twice. You're going to go and cash multiple hourly checks. Right. Like you're going to do that every single year. It's people just know that. Mm-hmm. You know that. Everybody knows it. It may not be the first place hour every hour, but you're going to cash some checks.
Right.
How in the world do you do that? I ain't looking for your secret spots. Yeah. How in the world do you do that as consecutively as you do? Specifically, I mean, overall in general, but Darbone.
Right.
That it has, and it's getting better. Like it's been good, right, but it's multiple steps ahead. Like it's getting pretty close to. I mean, I may be going out far on a limb. People may cut this off after saying this, but like Caney, I ain't saying you're going out there and pulling the big bags like you are at Caney. Right. Not all the time, but like I said this on the Majestic episode with the Taylors and Greg Hicks when he was on. I was like, or when he was on here, I was like, the way people are talking about Darbone now is how they were talking about Claiborne 3 years ago. Right. And so it's getting good. It's getting really good. But most people don't like bass fishing Darbone because, like we said earlier, the bass can be anywhere. It's kind of like Bussy breaking bass. Have you fished Bussy?
Oh, yeah.
The bass can be anywhere. They could be at any one of the trees, dug down in the roots in the bottom of some of the trees out there. It's so hard to find them. How do you do that? How do you break Darbone down to catch fish like you do?
Right. First of all, you got to weather play a big part, and to catch them and also to find them and get to the point where they start setting up, on the ledges and the creek edges and the drains and stuff like that. As long as you got rain and that fresh water, keeping that water cool, them fish gonna stay shallow. Yeah. And I hate it when it's like that. I want it to be hot. I want to be scorching to the point where it's unbearable just to be out there. And that's when they bite. That's when you find those big schools in the deeper area, close to deep channel swings and the drains and stuff like that. And when you find them, it's every cast. I mean, every cast. I mean, I got video footage of these catches, and I've been wanting to put them out there, but like Walt told me, like, no. Don't put that type of information out there because, it's already hard enough. Darbone fishes small. Even though it's a pretty good, decent sized lake, it fishes small. Pretty much everybody. It's like you said, it's no secrets out there. Everything's a timing deal. And it can burn you. You can start on a spot and at some point the fish gonna pull up, but you don't know if they've been stuck all week long or been bothered or been messed with, so that's the kind of gamble that you take. But the shallow water game is going to play out this year. I think it's going to be anybody's game to win it. if it was real hot, water temperature around about 83, 84, 85 degrees, then that channel was going to dominate. But it's going to be a different year. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to see how it's going to pan out, because they shallow and they catching them on frogs and anything pretty much you want to fish with, spinnerbait, frogs, Cincos. They eating it up in the grass, you know.
Yeah.
It's no secret. You find the
No.
grass, you find the bass.
Well, I mean, this is like the media that you fished, and then the LA teams before that.
Right.
The top 5 places on both of those. But y'all, I mean, you finished what did you place on the LA teams?
That
Was that the big? No, Big Bass was that was the media last week. You had Big Bass on that,
right?
didn't you?
Yeah,
that's what.
Well, I had for media, we had 19. We came in fourth.
Okay.
I think it was a 2068, a 2040 something, and then you had a 1950. And we had 1946. So it was just we had 2 1-pounders. So that 3 hours kind of, I felt like kind of hurt us.
Yeah, but everybody that's placed on the last 2 tournaments, there's been they've called them on frogs.
Oh yeah,
shallow. They've caught them shallow,
yeah,
up in the grass, and like that 13 something that was caught 3 weeks ago,
right?
Whatever it was, dude, just rolling. Actually, I think from what I heard, he's the teenager, that guy from Mississippi. I think he was getting a backlash out or something like that.
Yeah,
and,
it was just dragging on the ground. That's what I heard.
And just started reeling. It was on, and may or may not have thought he was hung up. I don't know. I didn't hear that, but I'm just assuming if you throw a spinnerbait trying to get a backlash out, bird's nest, and you go finally get out, you start reeling it back in, and it's hard, and you got a 13-pounder on there. You're going to think, hey, Dad, Granddad, I'm hung up. Hey, can you back up? And then you pull it one time and it starts moving.
Yeah, run off.
Bruh.
Right.
Like you got an alligator or something on there.
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie. I would have loved to have caught a 13-pounder on Darbone. That speaks a lot. I mean, I have never seen anybody catch one that size on Darbone.
Is that the biggest that's been caught on Darbone?
No, it's not the biggest, but in a long time, that's the biggest I done heard that somebody caught out of there. I know somebody caught a 12.
Yeah, but there's been multiple 10s and a few 11s this year.
Right. Oh yeah, somebody gonna show up with a tank, and it's gonna. I believe it's gonna show up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we got to fish at night bite, bro. You gotta stay out there. Look,
I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna fish all day and I'm gonna fish all night.
You gonna stay out there and fish all night?
24 hours.
You gonna do it? 25 and a half, dude.
Oh yeah, 25. All 25 hours. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna grind it out.
Yeah.
I do it every year.
What's your least favorite time of during that tournament, that 25 and a half hours? Because it's first cast is 5:30. You can put your boat in at 4 a.m.
Right.
Saturday morning. First cast is at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
And the last weigh in, I'm assuming you got to be up there to weigh your fish in. If you're going to weigh it in that last hour, is Sunday morning at 7 a.m. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite time to fish during all of that?
It's probably around about 3 to 4 o'clock
in the evening.
At night.
Oh,
that morning. That Sunday morning, like I'm drained. I'm wore out. I'm asleep while trolling and stuff, about to fall out and fall in the lake and all that. I'm tired. I'm wore out because I done fish all day. Once you fish all day, I don't care who you are, you're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point, especially when you fish all night, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna be like delusional a little bit. Like you kind of like, man, kind of be going in and out.
Yeah.
I'll be on a trolling motor fishing. And I'm dragging a worm like this, and all of a sudden I just kind of fall asleep and just then kind of wake up like, all right.
You got to make sure you're wearing that life jacket at
yeah.
fishing at nighttime.
Right. Shoot. Oh, I'm pretty sure that water gonna wake me up.
Oh yeah, no, it would. It would.
Nah, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, I never do good at night. Like in the daytime, you're gonna see me up at the top. But when night hit, it's just something about it, man. I just don't go to the areas of where people catch them, and I can catch them at night, but. So for some reason, the Majestic, like I don't catch them at night. And I don't go and hit my areas that I hit in the daytime. I go and start fishing different stuff.
Yeah.
So if I can catch them deep, that's why I want to catch them.
Yeah.
The shallow water, it's fun. Get a frog bite, trust me, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
But when I feel like you just waste so much time just going on the bank.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to find a school, you pull up there and bam, 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 and I got my fish and I can kind of just coast.
Yeah.
Then I can just play that waiting game up at the deal.
Well, and that's fun too, being able to go and do that. You pulling up and you see them on that graph and they're 8, 10, 12 feet deep
Exactly.
or whatever. And you're sitting there and you're looking at them and like, all right, I know I'm about to throw this in there. And then
Right.
that doesn't work and they follow it, but they don't hit it. And you're like, all right, now I know what I need to do. And you
Right.
dial it in and catch them. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's also incredibly fun being able to go along the bank and some grass and some brush top, like whatever it is, like brushing trees and stuff, throwing a frog, buzz bait, different things like that. Just going and working on the top and getting that blow up. You want to talk about exciting? That's exciting. That's
Right.
more exciting than going and getting one to like watch it on the screen to hit it, in my
Right.
opinion. But it's a lot of downtime.
It is.
And waiting in on that.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and it's I don't know. It can be a little bit boring for if you like the type of fishing that you do.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna change it up this year. I'm gonna throw some big stuff.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm going for big. Like I'm going for 5 giants,
yeah,
the biggest bass I can catch. I don't know if I can say this, but 6 Cents got a new crankbait out.
yeah.
And-
It's not out to the public yet. It's just
Oh, it's out to the public.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I give it to you if you want it. You know,
shoot! Don't look. Let me tell you, I'll
Hey.
take you up on that quick, son.
it's called a unit.
Unit,
Yeah,
6 cents unit.
and it gets down to 25 to 26 feet deep, and it's like a swim bait with a crankbait bill. You know, I hate to put it out there like that, but you
That's-
know,
Well, like I said, ain't nobody listening to this until after the Majestic,
Right.
except me.
exactly.
Now your boy's gonna be going and
Go
buying
ahead and
some.
get, I'm telling you, go
yeah,
look. It's something different.
Yeah.
They haven't seen anything like a swim bait and a crankbait combined. So it's gonna be one of those deals, you know. And I'm real particular about that. You know, that's the reason why I'm always buying baits and stuff. If it's different, I like it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy it.
Well, so you know the panorama.
Oh yeah,
Have you fished with it much?
most definitely. I got a box of them.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I thought about buying some the other day, and I didn't. But throwing it on a drop shot. That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Right.
man, what is a way that like what's a presentation that I can do that's different? Like going and throwing like those ditch donkey, going and throwing Chris Patton's like those ditch
yeah.
donkey glide
Glide
baits.
baits, right.
I mean, dude, let me tell you something. Them summer guns, they're fine.
Oh yeah.
Like
most
they
definitely.
swim, dude. They swim so good. They swim so good. So if you haven't checked out Ditch Donkey glide baits, you need to look them up. He makes them and like he's still making them and stuff, but he hand makes them all.
hand make 'em,
He
yeah.
hand tunes them, hand paints them. He does all that. And
yeah.
you got to get on a waiting list to get one. They're not crazy expensive, like way cheaper than a lot of the other ones, but you got to get on a little waiting list. But yeah, check out Ditch Donkey online. But yeah, just like throwing different things like that. I like those bigger baits, bigger presentations. Like going out there, I love throwing a minnow, like a little small little minnow. I love going and throwing that. At Darbone, I ain't having any luck throwing a minnow on them like that. But like that panorama, something I thought about with a drop shot, going out there, either nose hook it like where it's upright, swimming like that, or put it on a side so it's like a dime.
Yeah, like a dime.
Yeah, a little
action.
dime. Yeah. So I thought about something like that, but I haven't bit the bullet.
The way I throw mine, I just put it on like one of the big shaky heads.
Yeah.
And I wanted to imitate that it's feeding off on the bottom. So I just kind of drag and shake it, you know.
Yeah.
And it don't take much movement. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people think you gotta just shake it.
Yeah.
It don't take all that. Pretty much the water, whenever you dragging and stuff, you know, the deeper the water is so dense. So that bait will move just like that without even moving it.
Right.
And most people don't realize that. You know, they feel like they gotta shake it. Sometimes those fish will be like, all right, that ain't normal if that bait just sit up there and shake like that.
Yeah.
So just let the water, especially if you got current, let the water do the work for you. So those are the type of things that you gotta figure out. Just like, and Walt Stevens is one, like, he's like a wizard when it comes to fishing. Like, and that's the reason why we fish good together, because he'll pick up a net rig. When I tell you it's like this big. Itty bitty. And I'm like, dude, I said, you finna fish for that? I'm like, yeah, man, they could catch him. And I'm like, I ain't fishing it. Well, he'll catch a giant on it. And I'm like, whoa, are you serious? Off a net rig? But I can't get myself to, I like throwing big baits. It's just, I always threw big, like I know the results of throwing a big bait, but the small baits also catch them too. I'm telling you, Walt he's a guru to that type of stuff. Walt can go big or he can do it both. So he's very versatile.
That's
so
what you need.
I've learned a lot from Walt.
So Walt, is he from a
He lived-
buddy of mine, Ty Shirey?
Right.
Is he kin to the Shireys?
I'm not sure.
He's from out
What about Corny? Summerfield?
Summerfield, yes. Okay, so
right.
that's him. Yep. So I've turkey hunted that property, him, and I'm gonna get is it George? Maybe it's his dad or uncle or something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I believe.
And then, but anyhow, the Shirey fan is Todd, a good friend of mine I go to church with. But when you said Walt, I was like, that's the only Walt that I know. And then you said Stevens, and I remember Todd talking about him catching, like, he's like, he always catches big fish. Yeah. So I've never met him. I don't know him, but I know who you're talking about. Just that's my shout out to Todd.
He's a good one to get on here and talk. Man, he's like I told you, he's a mass musician or something. Like, you know, he's got. That's all he do is like he just like me. I mean, when it comes to fishing, man, he put everything into it. He spent a lot of time. Like a lot of people don't know, but he spends a lot of time just looking at his phone or looking at the map and stuff like that. He's good at that, you know. I just want to. Hey, I use my graph and I'm trying to find schools and stuff. Walking, I already pretty much look at the contours of the map and he can say, all right, I'm gonna try this spot. Or I'm gonna try this spot because he know what he's looking for, and that's what makes a good angler. But like we were saying, I think we was gonna get touch base on that. What makes it. Being able to locate fish, because a lot of people, they always walk up to me and say, man, how you find these fish? And I'm like, well, it takes time.
Yeah.
And one way to get good is, I got good at fishing and stuff. I learned, and I talked to a lot of guys I used to look up to, like Glenn Blankenship, and man, Glenn, a lot of people didn't know, but Glenn helped me out a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Glenn Blankenship, Chris Burnham. I used to fish with him. He told me a lot. And it's a lot of good. I used to fish with Greg Turgeon. So I fished with a lot of people that I learned from. And Mark Brazier, I fished with him. He's real good. So it helps to fish with different people. And you can learn from each person. Like I've learned from people that didn't know how to fish. And it would just be not moving it. And I'm like, or you just getting bites and you're not even moving it. I mean, so it's different ways you can learn. You can never learn too much.
Oh, no.
You're always learning every day. And I can learn something from you. You can learn something from me. We can both learn from each other. Mm-hmm. And you just take what, some stuff you might not like, what you do, but you just take whatever you want and just add it to your arsenal, your tool bag.
Yeah. How competitive of a person are you?
I'm competitive.
You super competitive?
I'm very competitive, and that's the drive. That's the drive I got. I respect every angler out there on that list because, like I say, it's hard to beat these guys in North Louisiana. I mean, we got some sticks, man. We got some guys that need to be fishing pro, and I know that they would do good.
Yeah.
It's just bass fishing has changed
a lot,
especially with the technology and stuff like that, and it's so expensive. And if you don't have the sponsors, there's no way you're going to be able to make it. Even trying to keep a family together, when you fishing and stuff and you fish as much as I do, it's tough on the family. It's tough on your job. It's tough on everything. So you have all these adversities coming at you.
Yeah.
And to keep that mindset and to stay positive. And because, man, when I tell you, I had some days and I'm like, should I give it up? Should I give it up? What's more important? But if I give up fishing, I don't think that's what defines me as a person. Being humble, being thankful, and appreciating the things that God created for us to enjoy. And if you take that from me, I ain't got nothing else. I mean,
no
I don't
hobbies, no other thing to go do.
Nah. I mean, I'm gonna be on the water. If I'm not working, I'm on the water. That's where you can find me. So,
like I said, it's easy to find you with that white boat.
That's right.
That's the reason I asked, how competitive are you? You said something a while ago, just made me think about asking you this. I'm a not crazy competitive. I'm a pretty competitive person, probably more so with myself than anything. I think that's why I'm really leaning in. I'm new to bass fishing at this level. I'm not good, but I'm grinding, trying it. But I think what is so addicting about it, and you look at my YouTube algorithm, all you're going to go and see is fishing, bass fishing stuff. That's it. Right. That's all you're going to find on there. Just 'cause I'm trying to learn, and I'm not nowhere near as good as I want to be. I don't want to be the one that goes and fishes every tournament just to catch 10 pounds.
Exactly.
When everybody else is catching 20 or 25. Right. I want to be up there at the top. Not to be at the top, but I want to have the knowledge. And so sucking at something like I'm sucking at this sucks, and I'm ready to get there. But the reason I ask about you, how competitive of a person you are, with all these other people, with the 200 plus people that'll be out there on the water, genuinely, are you happy when somebody else goes and they catch like a big 10-pounder?
Oh,
Are you
most
like,
definitely.
dude, let's freaking go? Like, good for you? Or are you like, dang, dude, that sucks. I wish that was me. Like,
Yeah,
we all wish that was us, but like, are you happy for people when they go and
I'm
catch?
very happy for
Yeah.
people. Like I say, the thing about it, I want to win every tournament.
For sure, we all do.
But the thing about it, you have to take in consideration, it's a blessing to win. So, God has that timing where, because I have had tournaments where I couldn't do nothing wrong, and I'm like, he want me to win this day. Like, just like on this last tournament on Louisiana Team Trail was on Black Lake Bayou.
Yeah.
And me and Walt fished together, and man, dude, we put on a clinic. I mean, me and Walt knew that if we get these 5 bites, we was gonna win it. Nobody could stop us on this body of water, and Walt is the one that figured what bait that we needed. He wanted to figure it out. I just added a little bit of 6 cents.
It wasn't that little Ned rig, was it?
No, it wasn't a net rig. It wasn't a net rig. It wasn't. But I mean, it's over. I mean, what we caught those fish was on a swim bait.
Yeah.
A big swim bait. But a swim jig, you had to put a swim bait on like a big jig, because those big fish was like on the bottom part, suspended on the tree. And you had to have something come across their face, not dropping straight up and down.
Yeah. That reaction bait, like
Right.
the swimming bomb.
So when I, like I said, 6 cents, I went up there, put a big swim jig, the biggest one they had, and I put a big swim bait on the back behind it.
Like a 5-6 inch, or you talking about bigger than that?
About that big.
Yeah, it's like a good 6 inch size.
The swim bait I was putting behind it was the Miyagi
I haven't seen
Beast
Okay.
swim bait. You ever
No,
heard of it?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. Well, I put it behind the 6 cents, and the only reason because of that, it had that big tail. I want that big tail, something that move water and stuff.
Yeah.
But
And it worked.
yeah,
Because y'all, it was a 2-day tournament, right? And y'all did what was your weight for the 2 days?
day one, we had 32 pounds. Day one.
Is that lake known to produce fish that big, like bags that big?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they told us. They said that lake is got some giants in it. I didn't believe them. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, But when we got there, and the first 2 days when I practiced, it was tough. I think I was having battery trouble again. I went up there, dropped the trolling motor, no battery. So I loaded my boat up. They had a playground up there. So I took my kids up there. It made a day for them, So I let them play around the playground. I'm frustrated. I'm mad because I done drove all the way up here and I can't fish because my trolling motor. So it was time for me. It's something about those lithiums. Like if they in sleep mode, it won't work.
Yeah, you gotta wake them,
Gotta wake
them up or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it would say it's charged. And then when you go out there, put the trolling motor down, it's dead. It's not dead because it was showing I had 38 volts.
But it's asleep, or you gotta I don't remember what you had to do. You got to do something. Connor, he's talking about
put
before.
36 volt to it and jump it off or something
and
like
that wakes
that.
it up,
Wakes it
whatever
up.
it is. Yeah.
I don't know, but I went on and bought me another. I think I got that new, what you call it, Pro Guide.
Yeah, the Pro Guide lithiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Look, he said, "Oh, you want that one, like the cheaper?" I said, "No, give me the best battery you got. I want the best." And I don't care how much it costs. He told me the price, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding! You gonna spend this much money?" I said, "Spend close to $1,400 on a 36 volt battery." But I told myself I'll never go through that again.
No.
To pull up to a tournament and, I got my game plan. I went to sleep early. I usually don't sleep. And when it's tournament, that's how competitive I am. When I have a tournament the next day, I do not sleep.
Just
I might go to
so
sleep.
amped up, you think, or just wired
My
up?
brain won't stop. It won't stop. I'm constantly thinking, okay, what's my first cast? What am I pick up? What am I throw? What area I'm going to go and hit? Oh, do I want to go hit this spot because I'm thinking somebody going to try to get that, beat me to it?
Yeah.
Or do I go for a frog? That's the decision I'm going to have to make Saturday. Do I want to go to a frog bite? Am I want to go shallow? So I'm going to have to take a gamble. But
Well, that's the problem with them being up in that cooler water. Like I told you, the
Right.
place that we looked at a while ago, dude, I told you it was 73, 74 degrees up there just a few days ago.
I know.
And there's fish there.
And it's current up there. So
It's current up there.
Yeah.
There's fish up there. But I know that, you know that. 190 of the 200 boats are about to know that. And so those places like that, they're going to be getting slammed. But it's also, you got your other sticks out there too, though. Like another guy I've talked to, he's like, man, I know it's probably wise and be a good idea for me to go get on that early morning bite somewhere. He said, but I know where some fish are. I don't want to go and leave that alone for a few hours trying to go and catch some fish on a frog or top water or something like that, and then come back and somebody's right there in my spot too. When I know that I can go there, I'll just be missing a few hours on it. I was like, that's a tough thing to sit there and process. But boy, is this not fun though, sitting there thinking about that. Like, you fish way more tournaments than me, but thinking like you don't have a technically like a blast off on this, but just sitting there, putting your boat in, taking off at 4 a.m., knowing like, all right, I'm about to go. I'm deciding this is where I'm going to. And you get to that spot and you're like, all right, you're looking at your watch. All right, 4:29, 4:29, 4:29, 4:30.
Right.
That's exciting.
It is. It is.
It's worth staying up over.
Man, I'm telling you, I cannot sleep. Like, I usually have to, like, I try to lay down and it's like my brain just won't start working. It's like my body's tired. Like I'm like want to get some sleep, but man, it's time to go. That's how I'm telling you, I'm competitive. But when I see other people win, like I was saying, man, it's a blessing to see other people win. Like I say, I have my time. Even though I want to win every tournament, it's not going to be possible to win every tournament because we have great anglers. Like, we have good anglers. So I'm not to the point where I don't like to see nobody else. Like, I like to see other people win. You know, nobody want to see somebody to win, dominate every day, every tournament.
Yeah, it gets old like that.
Exactly. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at like LeBron James and stuff. Like, them guys dominate and they got haters. Like, that comes with being good. It does. Yeah. It's just part of it. Yeah. So, I know I got some haters out there and stuff like that. But one thing about me, you're gonna see that smile on my face, and hey, and when I lose, I'm gonna come and congratulate you. Hey, good job. You know, that was a good sack. Because you got some guys that, you know, when I notice when I win, they like, it's certain few that come up there and say, hey, good job. That's a good sack. Yeah. And that's what it shouldn't be like that. It's like, we should congratulate every person that wins and stuff like that. But it comes along with it, you know?
Yeah. That's that old fire station. And
they must got a call.
Do what?
They must got to have a call.
Yeah. It's once I go through and I edit this, people, they won't be able to hear it. Like, people listening right now. But we do that almost every episode. We'll hear it, and I tell people, well, you're in law enforcement. You hear that didn't like start you. But most times they're like, what is that? But it's the sirens. You can't hear it, but they're crazy, crazy loud. I'll edit them out, but they're crazy loud right out there. Right. But no, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm ready for this weekend. I'm ready to get on. I'm ready to go catch some fish. But like, that's the thing is, dude, with the water temp where it's at, with the fish acting how they're acting, with the weather. But I'm talk about changing it up real quick. With that weather, I think a lot of the rain and like the bad storms
push back a little bit.
Well, I think a lot of it's supposed to be pushed up north of us, just north, a touch. Supposed to be getting kind of the tail end of it. If we get any, I haven't looked at it today, but if we get any, it's gonna be the tail end of it. But it's not gonna be very bad, and it's gonna be pushed in later on. And so you're talking about the first 5-6 hours is gonna be partly cloudy, semi-overcast with like a 6-7 mile an hour wind. It's gonna be some freaking fish.
It's setting up right. When I looked at the weather, because I think I looked last week, I think it was showing rain for Saturday and Sunday. And when I seen that, I said, please don't do that to me. Like, Lord, please don't do that to me. But it's done changed. Now we're going to have 90-degree weather. It's going to be sunny. So
yeah, I think like after lunch, it's going to be sunny. Like, it's going to be, it may have changed. I haven't looked at it today.
It changed. It's supposed to be clear.
All day now?
All day Saturday.
Really?
And that's what I seen. That's what they showed on my phone.
I mean,
but if we get that bluebird sky hot,
it's gonna get ugly.
It's gonna be the recipe. Yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
Well, see, and that makes me. I gotta go back and look at the weather, because that kind of makes me think like, all right, where do I want to go? Like, where do we want to go? And where do we want to start out? Because if it's gonna be overcast and still a little bit cool with a little chop on that water, I got a pretty good idea of one of the 3 places we're gonna start out, just depending on, I guess, really who gets there first. Because I mean, people are gonna be taking off at 4 o'clock. And so you saw my boat. It's an 18-foot Express with a 90-horse show on the back. Right. I'm running less than half the speed of what a lot of you guys are running. So if they beat me to it, that's one thing. But yeah, if it's going to be sunny, it's going to be hot. That changes it up.
It's gonna change it up, but I'm like I say, they in the grass too. Sun up, they're gonna be, buried down in that grass. So it's anybody's game. So don't take what I'm saying as it's gonna be creek bite.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, but usually about this time when you get that 83 to 84 water temp, the channel swings, the drains is gonna play a part. But this, like I told you, it's the water up Little Darbone is cooler than the one on the Big Lake. So because you got that current from up, from Claiborne.
Yeah.
But and also nobody don't believe me, but I'm telling you, a lot of those fish are coming from Claiborne.
Dude, all right. So I've had two people that probably have equal amount of. I'm putting you and these other two cats in the same like wheelhouse of like knowledge and fishing, like understand fish and stuff. And these other two guys, one of them, he's like, I'm kind of on the fence on if I think that or not. I'm kind of on the fence. The other guy's like, there's absolutely no way. Like it's just people are saying that, but it's no way possible. And so you're the other one. It's like, all right, and you're like, dude, I'm telling you, they're coming up through there. What makes you think that? Explain that to me.
Whenever they let Claiborne down, the dam was stuck. That's the reason why it came down so low. Like they drained a 10-foot.
So that was not intentional.
That wasn't intentional. They had some type of issue with the dam getting stuck and they couldn't close it. So it dropped like 10 foot. So you pumping all that water out there, like them fish went with that current. Them fish ain't dumb. Like I said, they know if they want to like navigate. Them fish know their water better than we know it. Like, but you ever caught a fish, released it at the ramp of Jake's, and then you catch that same fish in the same brush pile?
A mile and a half, 2 weeks. Exactly. That just happened with did you see that with Daniel and them?
Oh, yeah.
That just happened. A guy caught a fish. Is a Saturday nighter. A kid caught a fish. It was like a 7, I'm going to say a 7-1. I don't remember what the weight was, but it was like a 7.18.
Right.
No, it was like a 7.79 is what it was. It was I think a 7.79, 7.79 pounds. Caught it, had a bump on its tail, like a little sore or something like that on the top of his back at his tail. Went, let it go. Exactly 2 weeks later on that Saturday night, Daniel went out there, caught the fish at 7.78. 2 weeks. I mean, I know that fish swam up there quicker in 2 weeks, but still 2 weeks later, caught it in the same area, like within spitting distance of where that kid caught it that time. He didn't know it. He just, once they waded in, they saw the fish. The dad said, well, that's the fish that we caught, or however that happened. He said, where'd you catch that? And they got to talking, and it was like right there pretty close by it. 2 weeks later, and it was 7.78. So it was right there pretty much the same weight. Right. 2 weeks later. We have a lot of hybrids, and this is what one of the guys said. We have a lot of hybrids in Darbone, but Claiborne, they have the
tiger bass.
Well, I'm talking about like the
the stripers.
Stripers, yeah. Like we have the hybrids and bar, like that kind of stuff. But up in Claiborne, dude, they have the big 10+ pound big stripers up there.
Mm-hmm.
Will we be, if that's the case and the bass got pulled out, do you think we'll start seeing some stripers?
I've been catching them.
You've been catching some big
stripers.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of stripers. I'm like, where are all these stripers come from?
Darbone's never had stripers, have they?
Exactly. No. They had little barfish.
Yeah, and like the hybrids.
Now we got big stripers. Like I told you. Matter of fact, Todd Reisinger caught some good fish up Darbone. Guess what he was holding up? Go back and if you don't believe me, go back and look at his picture. He was holding up tiger bass. Tiger bass didn't get stocked till this year, and they ain't that big.
I've been there, videoing and taking pictures as we release them with LDWF and like the Lake Commission.
Right.
And yeah, I mean they're 1.5 fingerlings. They're like that.
Yep.
They ain't growing to be Todd Reisinger's fish, and
that's what I'm saying.
In a few weeks or a few months, or even a year.
Because at one point, it was taking we was catching some giants on Claiborne, and after the drawdown, like where they go, now if you got a good 18 or 19 pound sack, 20 pound sack, you allowed to win it now. But yeah,
so Claiborne is stalled out some.
It has stalled out a little bit. I mean, I've been fishing out there, and I'm not seeing the same school that I've been seeing. It's still. All the fish ain't,
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is a majority of the fish, I think, went down the dam. But we'll see. it's about to get hot. You know, I ain't been going to Claiborne because I've been focused on Darbone and stuff like that. But it's about to get right. So after the Majestic, I'm gonna go I got to go to Caney. I got to go find some on Caney. Man. That's gonna be another talk on another day. But
You like Caney?
I do.
Yeah.
I caught my biggest bass on Caney.
How big?
11, 12.
That's a big fish.
Yeah. And I had multiple big fish on, bigger than that 11, 12. I mean, those fish smart and they strong. So it's just part of it, like it's an area. I done hung this fish twice and she's smart. Cause whenever you hook her, she's gonna make a loop around one of them big tall, and it ain't no secret. In the standing timber.
Mm-hmm.
She's there. I done hung her twice, and I fish every bit of 13 plus. She's huge. She come up one time, and whenever she went back down, that's the last time I seen her. And she went down there and made one wrap. And once they wrap you,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
Unless she go back on her own, backtrack. But most time that don't happen. You just have to keep pulling until you break off. Then she come up later and trying to throw that bait out her mouth.
Did you get your bait back?
No.
I've
lost so many glide baits down there trying to get that glide bait down there to them standing timber, hang it up, and hey, buy another one.
Just buy another one. 6 cent. What glide bait? What are you throwing most? You throwing a 6 cent?
I throw the draw. I throw the draw. I throw the also the 6.5 when I'm around shallow water and stuff like that. They got the fast sink, which is good. I like a fast sink so it can get down there deeper. And they also have the slow sink, like if you want to fish shallow.
Mm-hmm.
But I fish with everything that 6 cents is dropping is amazing.
Yeah. So
like
you got the hat on, you got the shirt on.
Most definitely. Hey, if you see me, you're gonna see some 6 cents.
So tell me about that.
6 cents. How I got them? I fished a tournament on.
So are you sponsored by them, or are you a partner with them, or something? Okay.
Yeah. Team 6.
Yeah.
Team
Gotcha.
6.
Gotcha.
But how I got sponsored is crazy. But I had a tournament on Darbone, and it was one of those tournaments that you have the same guys that gonna win the tournament that everybody picked. Like, oh, they gonna win. That team gonna win. So me coming like, I have no chance. No, So we fishing, and at that time the lake was down. I think it was a drawdown, and I've started in the creek channel. Like I said, I'm gonna be somewhere around deep, and I was throwing a buzz bait, and also throwing a crankbait, little square bill, which was a 6-inch square bill, and so I would catch one on a buzz bait. Once I catch one on a buzz bait, I put it down, change up, I put that square bill on there, burn it real quick, and I'm in there. It was just eating it up.
Just one after the other.
One after another. Yeah. So and I ended up catching I think I had over 20-some pounds. I forgot the exact weight, but I remember like it was yesterday, and I knew the size. I think I had one close to 10, almost 9, I think. I think it was a 9-pounder, 9 or 8. It was a giant. And even the big ones, I had 6, 7s. I had them in there too. Like I said, it was a good sack. So I would pull up there, and I'm cheesing. I'm shaking because I said I'm finna win this tournament. And I get into weigh in, and of course, you got your stick coming up there with 20-some pounds, and they were high-fiving and stuff like that. They like, you got them? I said, I got a pretty decent good sack,
Just staying low key.
So I was staying low key. So I pulled my 6-pounder out. They were like, oh, that's your big fish? I said, mm-mm. They looked at each other like, what? That ain't your big fish? I'm like, nah. So I started pulling them out, and they were like, oh my God, this guy got him, And then once I pulled that big, I waited till the last one I pulled out, and they were like, oh my God, it was a giant. So I had a big sack, and I won the tournament, got big bass at the tournament and stuff like that. I upset some loud. I upset a bunch of people that day because nobody seen it coming, And I had got interviewed by one of my buddies. He passed, but he was doing what's the magazine? The fishing magazine that's always come out every month.
It's something locally or something?
It's local. Lord, it's all over Louisiana, but
I don't know.
I can't think of it. But it's a Louisiana Sportsman.
Oh yeah, Louisiana Sportsman. Yeah.
So they did an article on me and everything, and I explained to them what I caught my fish on, and I told them it's 6 cents crankbait. Love these crankbaits, and just kind of, just hyping up, the crankbait up. 'Cause like I say, there are some good baits.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything they come out, they put good hooks on their crankbaits and stuff. They got great color schemes and stuff like that. Shad, brim, anything you want. I mean, they can paint it. They can, they awesome, man. Like everything they coming out with is that's why I stay broke. Like all my money go to.
Yeah.
I'm getting it. Like anything that drop.
Yeah. Yeah. Even getting a discount, you still spending tons of money.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. But man, like I told you, if you haven't checked their baits out, go check them out. 6cents.com, and like I say, you can get 10%, Sontus 10, but
is that you got a discount code?
Yeah, I do, but like it's just they give a bunch of discounts. So,
hey, yours the only one that matters though. That's all right.
Right. But like I said, I'm always putting them out there like, hey, a lot of guys that do call me, I have a bunch of people that call me and they was like, man, what bait you catching them on? And I tell them, because like I said, it ain't no secret. I could tell you the bait. You still got to go find the fish and you got to, know how to present it to them.
That's the biggest thing too, though, is you can go and drop me a pin on Navionics,
right,
and say, hey, I'm catching them with this bait, and I go down there and I don't get a bite.
Exactly.
I see the fish, I'm looking at them so far out, and they may chase it, they may not.
Right.
I don't get a bite, I don't catch a fish.
So you got to set up on it, right?
Dude, that's another thing I didn't realize till here recently too, is like how important like setting up and like your boat presentation, or your bait presentation, just with your position of your boat, how important that is.
Mm-hmm. Very important, because it's the way those fish face. And like I say, you can't just look at the graph and say, oh, that fish is facing north.
Right.
No, I think the easiest way you can detect that is the wind current. Fish always going to go against, go with the wind. They're facing the wind.
Yeah.
Because they go, if they face in the opposite direction, then
they're getting pushed down.
Exactly. So that's a tip, Yeah. So that's why you always want to throw into the wind so you can bring it to the fish.
Mm-hmm. So that way they see it coming. They're out there looking at it and seeing it coming.
Or, and also, like I say, location placement, like if a ridge and stuff, they set up a certain way. If they want, sometimes they want that crankbait coming that way, or that Carolina rig, or whatever you're using, it ain't, it's nothing special. Like I promise you, but everybody think it's just, you got to have something special. No, just put a Carolina rig, drag, put your best worm, anything you got confident in it, and drag it, or burn a crankbait, or rattle trap, just change it up. If them fish are in a higher water column, throw a top water, Zara spook, or something like, imitate a bait fish on top. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes to where you get good, when based on how the fish are set up, what weather conditions you got. That's the things that you have to figure out, because it's more to it. Just putting this shiny, good-looking bait, you can go up there at Walmart and say, oh, man, I can catch them on this, and just go out there and throw it in the water and expect for a bite. It ain't like that.
Yeah.
But not saying that you can't go down the bank and catch them.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to be consistent and you want to, or really, you just want to be consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I had to crawl before I walk. I just didn't start winning and beating these guys. Like I say, we got some of the best anglers in North Louisiana, and I respect everybody. Like that whole list, I respect.
Yeah.
Because anybody can win it, And it's been days where when I went in practice, I'm a hero when it come to practice. Like nothing fails, but every time tournament time come, like fishing will humble you. That's the reason why I don't like to brag, I used to show a bunch of pictures and stuff where I used to catch when I would go practice, and I got a couple phone calls, man. You need to stop, posting all them pictures, man. You kind of luring people off from, fishing the event because they feel like you're gonna win it, like, and I'm like, well, I mean, I like, it's a lot of people that follow me and enjoy to see those pictures, and stuff like that. I said I don't post them just to brag or
or to scare people off, nothing like that.
Yeah. But I was catching some giants, and then tournament they come, okay, where they at? Or I'm not getting the bite. So now I'm scrambling. I'm trying to, change, try to figure it out, But like I say, it's been times where like we have good practice day. Me and Walt, we'll go practice for a tournament. feel good about it, and then all of a sudden, tournament day, conditions change, and it's not totally different what you practice on. We catch them on a totally different bait, so that's part of fishing.
Yeah. Is Walt, is he fishing the Majestic with you? Or are you fishing by
Probably.
yourself?
I fish by myself on
Okay.
Majestic. Because the thing about it, if you want a chance at that stringer weight, like I don't see how people do it with the partner, because if your partner catch that fish, that's going towards his stringer.
Right.
So that's a fish that could have been going with your stringer if you would have caught it. So it kind of hurts you when you have a partner. That's how I look at it.
Well, especially if you're doing if you're strictly trying to go and which I mean, everybody wants the big fish and everybody wants the big bag. Like
exactly.
Especially this year, Town Farmer Bowl, they sponsored it, and it's a guaranteed $5,000 payout. $2,500 for big fish, $2,500 for big bag.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Plus, you're going to win some of the hours, or at least place. If you don't win first, you're at least going to place in some of those if you win that.
Right.
So I mean, you could win some serious cash.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, I changed the subject. But back to 6 Cents, the way I got sponsored. But I basically put out there, the crankbait I use, and the owner of 6 Cents, Casey, hit me up on Facebook, man. He said, "Man, I appreciate you, shouting us out." And I said, "Man, that's no problem, man. I love 6 Cents stuff." He was like, "How about I sponsor you?" And man, he's been sponsoring me ever since, man. I think I've been with them for about at least, I want to say 6-7 years.
Wow.
For a while, And man, they great people, man. Like Cooper Thor and all them guys, and like I ran into him the other day and down in Sam Rayburn, and we was at the stump eating, and when Cooper walked in, I'm looking, I said, like Cooper. He looked at me, I looked at him, he said, "Sontus?" I said, "Cooper, what's going on, Cooper?" He was all excited and everything. So got to talk about fishing and stuff. And we sat there all night talking about fishing and stuff. But he's also, he's with 6 Cents and stuff. Yeah. He worked for 6 Cents. But nah, Casey hit me up and said, "Hey, how about we sponsor, And I've been with him ever since.
Yeah. So Nick Joyner?
Yeah.
So,
Nick, yeah.
So, him and Tyler, they fish college stuff. Nick, that's my brother-in-law. And that's what I told him a few days ago. I was like, "Dude, I got Sontus to get him on." He's like, "I can't wait to listen to that." It's like, that's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah.
But that's one thing. Like me and him, we were talking like within just the last few days. Like marketing, consulting, like video, photography. Like that's the stuff that I do for businesses. And so like marketing, that's what I look at every single day. That kind of stuff, seeing how I can grow, whatever, how I help somebody else's business grow.
Exactly.
6 Cents, I told him, I said, "Bro," we were talking about some 6 Cents stuff and other bait company stuff. I said, "Dude, let me tell you something. 6 Cents, they're not a bait fishing company. They're a marketing company that just so happens to sell fishing products, fishing gear. That's what it is. Dude, they have the best fishing content, which they got. They got all the they got all just the freaking studs that go to the lakes that catch freaking massive, massive fish, and so they have a plethora of availability, like of content, of big 12+ pounders, just stupid stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like 6 Cents, y'all ain't listening to this, but if y'all listen to this for him, like that's what I said. They're a marketing company that just so happens to sell baits, and dude, and they kill it. They got some good stuff, and that's another thing too, though. They really do. They got some of the premium products.
Exactly. That's why. It's kind of one of when you get into that sponsor part of it, and I be hating to put that information out there, what I'm catching them on, because I don't want them guys that, get that bait and come back and beat me in a tournament, so that makes it hard,
Well, but just like I said a while ago, though, you can go that crankbait or whatever you were talking about.
Right. The unit.
Yeah, you got one in your truck. I want to look at it. If you have one, if not, I'll Google it.
I might have them in the truck. Like I said, I took all my. Yeah, let me check.
I just want to say, I can Google a picture of it. It's fine. But I wanted to look at it and see. But like that, my point, you could go and you could say, "Nolan, here's where I'm going. I'm fishing this drain or this ditch or this ledge or whatever. I'm throwing this, and here's what I'm catching. Here's some. Smell it. Smells like fish. Smells like that 10-pounder I caught the other day in practice getting ready." And I could go out there at the pin you dropped on avionics, throw in that unit, and guess what? Not catch a fish.
Right.
It's just how it is. It just be like that sometimes. So I get what you're saying,
I'm
though.
about to take you out there. I'm gonna show you one of them days where it's every cast.
You got to wait till after the Majestic, though.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we're gonna wait after the Majestic. I'll take you to a spot, and it's every cast.
I'll pot lick you, bro. No, I'm joking. I won't really. I'll be texting you though. I'll be like, hey, you caught any good ones? Like, yeah, I'm headed to weigh in now. Like, where are you fishing? Let me go get that cleaned up. But what are your predictions on the? We'll get ready to wrap this thing up because we still got a whole nother half to do post Majestic fishing tournament. But what are your thoughts on it coming up? I know we've kind of hit on it some and all that, but what's your thoughts on what you think is going to play out?
My thoughts is
I'm gonna pull the weather up real quick while you're doing that.
I think it's like I say, it's that shallow water game is gonna play a part of the Majestic. The channel holes is gonna play a part as well, but like it's gonna be anybody's game. Like I told you, it's gonna be anybody's game. Don't feel that you're not gonna have a chance of winning it shallow because you can. Like when them big females up, when they in that grass and that deeper grass and stuff like that, you can catch 8, 7, and they've been catching them. They've been catching 7, 8 pounds on frogs and stuff. So you got that chance, I'm just gonna let y'all have that frog bite, and I'm going deep.
You gonna sit out there?
I'm gonna win big or I'm gonna lose big. So if you don't hear about me catching them, they wasn't deep.
Yeah.
But I'm going deep. I'm not going shallow.
Yeah. I'm curious to see when we get you back on, see how that plays out.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see. I hope one of two things. I hope you either eat so much crow it ain't even funny, or I hope you're right and you're like, dude, it played off. Either it was a terrible game plan and I wasted time and I ended up having to go back and figure something else out, or I smashed them.
And I'm gonna tell you another deal that's gonna play a part is if I can get to my spots that I'm trying to fish, because everything that I've fished that I've been practicing, I've been seeing other boats pull up there. Like I say, when you start winning, tournaments in your local areas and stuff like that, trust and believe me, people paying attention of what you're doing, if they figure out like you can find them, you can catch them, go ahead and get ready. Whenever you see somebody pass by, they're gonna hit a spot lock button. Not spot lock, but the waypoint button, and they're gonna come back and check it.
Yep.
And that's what's going on. Like, but do you blame them?
No, no. You don't, like you can't.
Can't blame them. And it's on me to go find new water, to figure something else. Like you can still figure some out that they don't. Yeah, they might got the location, they might got the spot, but they still don't know how to set up on it.
Well, that's the thing too. You can mess some fish up that way. Like you absolutely can.
Right.
But they don't know how to set up. If they don't mess them up too bad, they're not going to stay out there all day trying to catch those fish. They're going to stay out there for just a little bit, and then they're going to roll out, head somewhere else, and then that's when you slip back in, and hopefully the time is right, and you sit up right on them and catch them.
Right, because they always going to go to what they comfortable doing, what's their confidence. And most confidence, if they're a shallow water fisherman, they they might start out there just to go see and say, well, at least I tried it. I threw out there and didn't get a bite. And because Glenn Blankenship he's another one of them guys that I see 2 or 3, 5 boats come up there, hit a spot. And Glenn knew what time to go and hit that spot. He had them timed. Pull up there, and he wouldn't make a cast. And whenever that time hit, he made a cast. And I said, I just left there. So I told you it's a timing thing. It's timing.
Yeah.
And that's how I used to have it on Majestic. I knew what time those fish, the first year when I won it, I tell you exactly who was sitting on that spot. It was Tom McMillan was sitting on one of those spots, and he went to hold a spot for one of the fishermen that was going to weigh a fish. So whenever I seen him leave, it was 1 o'clock. I said, "Oh yeah, that's the time." You slipping in? I slipped in there, and when I tell you second cast, 7-pounder, and that's when people are already sitting on it and fishing. I told you, you have to figure those things out. To that's what helps. But. Like I say, it's gonna be anybody's game. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Hopefully hopefully it pans out, because like in the daytime, I'm gonna be at the top. That's usually how it works. Like before that sun go down, you're gonna see my name somewhere up at the top. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be at first, but I'm gonna be in that top 3. Nighttime hit. If I ain't got my fish, I usually suck at night. So, and the only reason why I suck at night because I don't like traveling
Yeah.
down those boat runs and stuff. You know, it's already hard to kind of figure out if that channel pole marker is a boat.
It's hard to run in the daytime. There's some parts of it is hard to run Darbone during the day. Like
and just imagine at night.
Yeah, and they're look, the Lake Commission, the town, they're doing stuff to make it better.
Right.
But it's a work in progress, and
it is.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
It's better than nothing, I guess you can say that. It's better than nothing.
Well, also, I mean, look, depending on where we're trying to go, I'll go and I'll load my boat up. I'll go and I'll put in another ramp closer and put in right there, so I ain't having to go and run very far.
Right.
That's like Colby Dark. Was it 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. He was running, and I don't remember what it was. Maybe did he miss a marker or something like that? Yeah, ended up going and completely tore his boat up.
Yeah, hit a channel pole marker.
No, he didn't miss it. He hit it then.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, he hit it.
Oh Lord. Yeah. See, I'm out. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'll load up and I'll pull somewhere else.
I tell you one thing, like I say, I'm gonna grind it out at night. I'm going where they always go. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's where I lose it at. So if I can catch my goal is to try to catch around about 26 pounds before that the day end. So at night, all I'm looking for one good one. Because like I said, I want to catch 30. That's my goal, to catch 30 pounds.
That's a good goal.
That's my goal.
That's a bag.
Because like last year, when I won it, the year that I won it, this last time, I could have had 30. I lost some good fish. I lost a 9-pounder, and I lost another good one about over 6 pounds. Like I say, I had the fish on to catch a 30-pound bag. But I'm telling you, one valuable lesson, if you start catching them on that crankbait, like, check your hooks.
Hooks?
Yeah, they will kind of start bending out a little bit,
So let me tell you a lesson on that. I'm sure you know. I learned this from shaking a minnow out in front of them. You don't bend them hooks back. You change your hooks out.
See, yeah, because it's weak at that point. See, and that's what I was doing.
It wasn't a 9-pounder, but it was a good fish. I lost in Lake Providence.
Right.
Month and a half, probably a month and a half ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I went and it was on a pretty good school of fish out in like 15 foot of water. And I was throwing, and almost every time it was a big ball, a huge ball of bait. And I was just picking them. And they wasn't just big fish, but this one, I don't know how big. I mean, it came, I saw it at the boat. If I'd have had a dip net, probably wouldn't have been quick enough, but it's close enough that I could see the fish. Right. It was over 4 for sure, but it wasn't a monster, but it was over 4 pounds. And I went and I bent that hook back after I caught several because I could tell it was starting to lean out some. Very next fish was that one. It was a big one.
Yeah, so I don't be having time to change no hooks out. So that's the reason why I was bending them back.
Don't bend them back.
Yeah, I learned the valuable lesson. I lost a giant.
Yeah, don't do it Saturday. You replace them. Them.
I just replaced the whole crankbait. So that's why I buy multiple and stuff like that. But nah, it's gonna be a fun tournament. Everybody gonna have a chance to win money.
Yeah.
That stringers is that's the one I want. Big bass of the tournament. Yeah, I would love to catch big bass of the tournament, but that's a luck thing, because seeing that kid that caught the 13-pounder, like it was luck. He just threw it out there and it was just dragging, not paying attention. No, look what I got.
Yeah.
It don't work for me like that. I mean, I guarantee if I throw it out there and start dragging like that, I wouldn't have got that same bite. It's just right place at the right time. But going back to Connor, man, that dude, he's another stick, man. Craig Cobb, Taylor Cobb, they sticks. Anderson guy, like, man, I can just name Courtney Harris and Die Ripple. Man, it's hard to beat these guys. Like I told you, like if you beat them, like if you win, you have something to be proud about. Like I said, anybody that win, they have something to be proud about. Because like I said, it's not easy to beat these guys on these lakes and stuff. So
Connor, he wasn't fishing it, and
he ain't fishing it.
He's told me multiple times he was not fishing it.
Man, he gonna show up. He gonna show up.
I saw on Facebook last night. I got a notification for the Majestic, and it popped up, and it said Connor Nimrod. Because you put like interested, not going, interested or going. I got a notification popped up on my phone last night for the Majestic. It said Connor Nimrod is going.
Yeah, he's going. He'll play that little role and say that, hey, no, I'm not going.
He gonna be there.
Yeah, because like I told you, man, he's a good fisherman. Like I told you, he'll be crazy if he didn't show up and fish because I know Connor can catch him. A lot of them guys can catch them. Nick, the one that just won the last term, Nick Sylvester.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I haven't been seeing him. Like I say, I guess he stopped fishing for a while, but I think he's back fishing now. But his name's been up there in the, first place, So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be there, and they're gonna be in the top too. I mean, like I told you, it's anybody. Craig Cobb, Taylor Cobb, it's anybody. Ribble, Scott, all them guys.
And they fish those Tuesday and Saturday nighters every week too.
Yep. So yeah, so them guys that been fishing them night terms, I haven't been fishing them because I've been trying not to give up so much information.
Mm-hmm.
I burnt a lot of spots up like that, fishing those night terms and stuff. Yeah, I wanted to win a night tournament, but I done gave up spots, so I just said, I just rather not fish them.
Yeah.
I want to fish them, that's how competitive I am, but sometimes it ain't, the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, we got I got a camp that right out there, pretty close to Dozer. It's right there at Dozer Creek.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a boat lift and everything else. And so that afternoon, I know you're talking about you're going to fish. Well, I plan on staying and trying to fish as much as I can.
Right.
I haven't told myself I'm staying the whole time yet, but we're gonna stay out there as long as if I'm catching fish. I ain't sitting out there all night long to not. I'm gonna let you have that.
Right.
But I got a camp right there by Dozer Creek, and I'll text you a pin to
Okay.
it. But if you wanted to come at some point that afternoon, like I know if it slows down or something mid-afternoon or something like that before that good evening bite strikes back up, if you want to come and kind of get in the AC, chill for a minute, get whatever, then me and Zach will be there just for a little while that afternoon, just kind of chilling and recovering for a little bit before that night tournament. So
that'd be awesome because, like I say, I mean, at some point I gotta have some downtime to charge up my battery because, like I say, it's no way that you can depend on those batteries to last that long.
I don't have lithium in my boat, and so like I said, I just have regular batteries, and so that's the thing with me. And I got
to charge them.
I have to charge them, but I'm filming and getting some pictures for the town of Farmerville too, and also promotional stuff for the Majestic next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. I got the Taylors to tell a few other guys, but like you specifically, I was joking earlier asking about your spot, but that is one thing though. If you go, and I'll let you know the area that we're fishing, and if we're kind of close to each other and you catch a good fish like a stud, I'd love to meet you somewhere and get a picture. That way, promotional stuff for next year, like video and stuff like that for next year, we'll go and use. Because I'll be going. I have to go back and forth to it's going to be at Bowie's now. Did you see that?
Yeah,
it's going to be at Bowie's.
Yeah.
So I'll be having to go back and forth there some and getting some pictures and video and stuff, kind of sporadic throughout the day. But where I plan on fishing is not really close to Bowie's, and with a 90-horse show at 38, 39 miles an hour, it's a little bit tough taking all that trip going back up there many times.
Right.
And so I just wanted to hit up a few guys. That way I can meet, not where y'all are catching the fish, but if I'm around this area fishing and you're fishing over here, maybe we can meet somewhere in the middle. Pull it out. Let me get a picture, get some video of you holding it or whatever, and then you roll on back up there. So keep that in mind, and I'll get some content like that of y'all. But
all right.
So you said you're going to win it during the day with 27 pounds. You think you're probably going to start off deep and you're just going to wait them out there. Probably not going to start off shallow.
Yeah, I'm gonna start deep. But like I say, it's certain. It's a particular spot I want to get, and I want to be the first one on it. So. I'm willing to give up that frog bite and that top water bite.
Yeah.
To get this spot. So
it's worth getting in, huh?
And it's a few people. They probably trying to guess where I'm gonna start at, but I'm not gonna start on it. It's been too many boats beating it up, and the fish have moved on it. Like I've scanned it and they ain't there. So I don't know if somebody moving them, catch them and put them in live well, move them to a location because people do that.
Yeah. I haven't heard of that. That's the first time I've ever heard of something like that. I've heard of people going to cheating, catching fish, putting them in like a coon trap or like a barrel or something out there like the day or two before. But here's the thing about it. You're getting polygraphed, and I mean, I guess people can lie and pass the polygraph maybe.
Well, it's not against the ruls to catch a fish, put it in a live well, and go release it somewhere else.
It's not against rules for that, but also when we talked about that 778 or 779, whatever it was, I know it was 2 weeks. But that between that time span, I'm telling you, it did not take 2 weeks for that fish to travel there.
Exactly. And most times, whenever you release that fish immediately going to start heading back to that. And what they do, they hit the creek channel.
Yeah, and they move on up.
Them fish navigate through creek channels, you know, that's how they navigate.
Let me tell you where I'm going to fish. I'm going to start off that morning with a frog right there. You know, if you pass buoys, like where me and you kind of passed each other the other day along that bank, there's that grass and all that kind of stuff right there. There's been some fish caught in there. It's been fished at, dude.
It has.
I'd love to start there. Don't get me wrong, because it's right there by the main lake, some deeper water right there by
the creek channel. Yeah,
I've seen the fish that have been pulled out of there in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
But you know it's going to be hit hard. You know it is. But here, I was joking saying this. I'm going to start off there, and then I'm going to go, and I'm going to sit there and wait for them fish from the weight. When you bring that 12-pounder up there and you weigh it, they're going to weigh it. You're going to smile for me. They're going to drop it back in the water. It's going to swim off. I'm going to follow with that live scope. And I'm going to throw that new unit down there by it.
Exactly.
I'm going to catch him. I'm going to turn and weigh him right back in. That's how I'm going to
I'm telling him, that unit's going to catch a big one.
You think? 25 foot, though, that's deep.
It's got a bill on it about that big. That bill is about that big.
6 cents unit. I've got to look at this real fast.
Yeah.
Also, while I'm pulling that, I know we said 15 minutes ago we was going to go ahead and hit pause. It's all right, though. But real feel high, 102 Saturday.
102?
102 is a real feel high. 94 degrees.
It's perfect.
For during the day. It's going to be mostly sunny.
Yep.
Up until about like 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, supposed to have some rain come in with some clouds.
It's not going to rain.
It's 55%, so I mean it's unlikely, but it's probably going. The wind's going to pick up. Probably going to be some wind shift, or at least like in speed.
Right.
Maybe some clouds, and then it's supposed to clear back up mid afternoon.
We're good, because like I say, I need that sun. I need the sun and the wind.
What did it say? 6
cents.
6 cents unit.
Yeah. Also, as far as the worm and stuff like that, the ridge worm is awesome. You ever threw that? It's called the ridge worm.
So we don't have we're not a dealer of Spotted Dog. We're not a dealer of 6 cents. They're not in our buying group. So we're not.
You need to get them in there. Y'all sell baits and stuff in there?
Oh, we sell tons of fishing stuff.
Really?
And even like live scope stuff. We have batteries, no lithium, but like batteries and stuff. But I'm talking about we've been having a sale on the and it's still going now. But the Garmin like live scope, like the bundles, they're $1,100. We have them $1,100 off right now.
Really?
Yep. So you can get the 12-inch, like the 126 SV, like the Ultra 2. You can get a 12-inch graph with the GLS 10 black box and an LVS 34, $1,100 off. SpottedDogSportingGoods.com. Get the 10-inch, one same thing, $1,100. We got both of them $1,100 off.
12-inch too?
12-inch. We have a 12-inch bundle and a 10-inch bundle, $1,100 off.
I definitely got it. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
I think we still have them. I know they're still on sale. I don't know if we have them in stock, but I'm like,
there's no way they got them in stock with $1,100 off.
We've been selling the fire out of them, bro.
Exactly.
So this is it right here, something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Jeez, that is big.
It's huge. Game changers.
So is it the 24? Is that the only one that they're making that, the unit 24?
That's the only size, yeah.
Only size?
Yep. It'd be nice if they come up with a big square bill like that. Keeping it same body with a square bill. Might have to talk to Casey. See if he can, come up with, what I'm saying, get a big square bill, same as the unit, But man, they got so many baits on there. That's good. Panorama, the ridge worm.
Ridge worm, that's what, I'll have to look that up too.
The swim jigs, like I tell you, they awesome.
I need some swim jigs too. I need to get some. I'm running short on time though. We ain't got 2 days. We ain't got long.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest try to order, because like I said,
it won't be in time. Now you have the honey hole. They'll have they have that. They have some 6 cent stuff.
Yeah, they have some swim jigs and stuff.
But dude,
like I said, I got plenty of jigs. I mean, if you want one,
I'll Venmo you.
Yeah,
I'll Venmo you. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
I hate for you beat me on a bet that I gave you.
Let me tell you, I'd give all the credit to the Lord Jesus Christ, and I said right next to him is my brother Sontus. He gave it to me. I'll Venmo you double. That's what it is. I'll just hold off, and I'll Venmo you double on it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But
I also want to Waterland sunshades.
Waterland, yeah.
Yeah, so if you need, get some eyewear, that's where you're gonna always see me with these on.
They good?
Oh yeah, they got different brand, different types, styles and stuff like that. But yeah, go check them out. Waterland sunshades.
You got a discount code or anything like that there? You just promoting them?
Yeah, I think it's Sontus 15. So,
Sontus 15.
yeah.
Okay, Sontus.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
And then for 6 cents, Sontus 10.
Yeah. So just let me know. I have to check and see if that code still with the Waterland still works. But
regardless, they're good shades.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
So
nice. All right. Well, we've been rolling. It says, which we talked a little bit before when I hit record on this thing, but we've been rolling, I don't know, hour and 10 minutes, something like that. So this is going to set up to be a pretty good episode. So like I told y'all, we're going to go, we're about to hit pause on this. It is, was it Thursday the 5th? It is Thursday, June 5th at 12:10 noon. So we got a day and a half is all we have, man. We ain't got long. It's about here, the highly anticipated, exciting.
So who you predict? Like, what's your predictions? What you think is going to take the win?
I think you're going to have to be mid to upper 20s to win.
Yeah.
I think if you come with a 26-pound bag, I'm not so sure that's going to secure you at the top.
No. I don't think anywhere from 20, 24 down. I don't think it's going to take more than that.
There's been such big fish caught, such big fish, and having those Florida bass in the lake. That's another thing me and Nick just talked about. A buddy of mine over on Caney, and I asked Nick, I was like, "Don't we have like Floridas or like what I guess species or not species, but whatever you call it, subspecies or whatever of bass that we have, like Floridas, like whatever it is, northern, what is it?" He said, we got a lot of Floridas. He said, but also like Caney's got a lot of Floridas too. And dude, them things, they can be temperamental, but like they fire up right before a storm. Yep. One of my buddies over on Caney, his favorite time, it could be a tornado funnel right above it, and I promise you he's going to be out there fishing it. Like he says, man, they fire up. And so with that weather change, I think that's going to have the fish fired up midday to where a lot of people, it's going to be getting hot. I mean, real feel high of 102, 1 or 2 o'clock. Just a little bit before that storm, I think that pressure's gonna. I don't know. I haven't seen where it's coming. So I don't know if the pressure's gonna rise drastically or drop. But
it's gonna drop.
If
it's supposed to be cool, like get cool.
Yeah. So if this coming from the south and moving north, so if it drops, I think at mid afternoon,
it's gonna
it's gonna be some big fish. So not saying 26 pounds won't win it. Mid 20s, I mean, what do I know? But. I don't think somebody, if you go in, you have a 25-pound bag, you better be looking over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I don't 25, it may win it, but it ain't gonna win it by much if it does at 25. I don't think. Yeah. And big fish, I think there's gonna be more 7 and 8s than we can count. I think it's gonna be several 10 pluses.
It's definitely gonna be some double digits come to the scale.
That's so exciting, dude.
It is.
Man, that's freaking awesome.
It is.
I'm ready to capture that, and I'm ready to get, instead of having 200 boats out on Darbone this year, I'm ready for next year and have 250.
I've been looking at a couple of double digits.
Have you?
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing them like live scope, and they haven't been like really. They ain't been biting. You know, yeah. I think them fish pulling up at night, and that's when they start feeding. They haven't been really feeding in the daytime. Like I said, I've been seeing some good fish and stuff like that. I haven't been practicing. Like last year, every day I was like, as soon as I got off of work, I was going straight to the lake. I was on them. Haven't been practicing like that this year. But as soon as I get done with this podcast, I'm gonna go run to
out.
Yeah. I'm gonna run a Darbone right quick.
You like, man, I hope this dude will shut his mouth so we can go.
Oh, nah, I enjoyed it.
Do you have your boat out there behind you now?
I was thinking about pulling it because I was just going to go down 15 and hit the lake. But I said, you know what? I'll just come back and pick up the boat and everything. And 'cause like I say, I'm not looking – that morning bite, I'm not worried about that. Don't count on me like that first way in to see me. No. Yeah. Because like I say, I'm not going shallow. So I'm waiting for a big bite. Like I'm going deep.
I know you probably don't want to take me up on this. And but I mean it. You're one, especially again, dude. Your boat. I can see you live in Ruston, right?
Yeah.
I see your boat from here in Monroe. Like that's how easy it is to spot that thing. Being right there before, because the cutoff is at noon tomorrow. Yeah. Are you gonna go out there and check some stuff out tomorrow too?
Yep.
So you may not want to do that, but that 18-foot camouflage boat, I got a 12-foot helix at the console and a 12-foot. a 12-inch at the console helix and a 12-inch live scope up front. If you want to take mine and be low key, I'm in West Monroe. I'm 15 minutes from Stowe Creek. You can swing through and pick up my camouflage boat that nobody Look, get you a gator, but put some long sleeves on, put you a gator up.
Exactly.
Nobody would think that you was me. Yeah, nobody would know. They'd be like, what's Nolan? Hey,
Right.
how does he know that spot? Anyhow, you more welcome. You can take my boat if you wanted to, if you don't want to go back to rustling.
I'm gonna take that offer with like at night. Whenever once I get that 28, 29 pounds like in the daytime, then I come and get that at night.
That's fine. Shoot, I'm gonna be in it. You're gonna have to come hop in there with me and Zach is what it is.
Right.
Yep. All right, dude. Appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you. Yeah, you good. I appreciate you, dog. Yeah, and thank you for your service. Like I said, you're state trooper.
Appreciate it.
We've been talking about fishing and stuff the whole time, but man, we get to do what we get to do.
Oh yeah.
As much as we do it because of guys like you that go and help protect us and keep us safe. So thank you. And shout out to my boy Austin Douglas. Y'all know it. Are you at Troop F?
Yeah, Troop
okay.
F.
Yep. So him too. Shout out to Austin. Love you, bruh. He's the one that sent me your contact Sunday. Like we were in church. I was like, hey, send me his number real quick. He's like, all right, hold up. So matter of fact, your number, like your F, whatever.
Saved?
Yeah, I got your number saved, but your number
F32.
Yep, I got it saved on there.
Awesome.
So it is part of the contact. But yeah, thank you. Check out SpottedDogSportingGoods.com. And even some other things. He's got some 6th Sense stuff. So check that out. Some really cool stuff. We want to support you. And so anyhow, thank you for coming on. But yeah, SpottedDogSportingGoods.com. It is summertime. Like I said, right here at the 1st of June. Fishing. I mean, look, kids are out of school. Parents, y'all looking for something to do with your kids, take them out fishing. We got some cheap setups down there. You don't have to go and run $200 rods, $300 reels. You don't have to go $400 glide baits. You ain't got to go and throw all that kind of stuff. You can go down there. We got Zebco, Abu Garcia, different setups like that. The whole combo is $40 or $50, and we got some cheaper than that. You go pick up some spinnerbaits, some worms, brush hogs, watermelon red, baby brush hog. Take your kids out, go fishing, but. Like I said, check online. We should still have the Garmin Live Scope bundles, $1,100 off for the 10 and the 12-inch. See if there's any other homework. I think that's about it. Hunting season's coming up. You said that do you bow hunt?
I tried bow hunt, man. Last time I tried bow hunt, I think I tore my forearms.
We'll get together before this fall, and I'll get you set up. I'll get you where you ain't doing that anymore.
All right, good,
yeah, we'll do that.
I had a big old blister there,
yeah.
So I said I put that bow down.
No, that won't happen again. I'll get you fixed up. It's
awesome.
Easy. Yeah, we'll bypass that forearm. But yeah, bow season, dude. We're at June. A lot of you guys, Mr. Kenny Dice, y'all are down at the store. Actually, today I talked to Richard. You're down there working on your bow, getting arrows, getting that kind of stuff now. Elk season will be here before you know it. Kansas will be open up before everybody knows it. So Louisiana, it'll be here. We're going to blink, dude. It's already June.
That's right.
It's going to be freaking Christmas morning before we know it. I mean, it's getting here fast. My point, do not leave your bow out in the heat. Don't leave it out there in the heat. Don't let them limbs, don't let them split. Don't let any of that happen. And then your strings, get them checked out. Do not wait until the end of August, because the wait time being 3, 4, 5 days to get strings in now for your bow of whatever color you want, you're talking about 3, 4, 5 weeks if you wait till then, because everybody else is going to be waiting last minute to get in. So get your strings ordered. Call Spotted Dog. Call Michael and Richard in there at Spotted Dog. They'll get you taken care of. I think that's about all we got. I can talk about suppressors and everything else, but y'all know the short wait times that we have. Go to Spotted Dog down in Columbia and pick up your suppressors. So that's it. We've been rolling hour and probably 20-ish minutes, something like that, hour and 25 minutes. I think we're about to go. We're going to cut this, and we'll pick it right back up sometime. We'll get back in here one day next week. We'll get your schedule, and one day next week we'll get back in here and wrap this up. So, again, stay tuned. The episode is not ending. Just the part 2, the second half of this is about to pick up right here in 3, 2. Sontus, thank you for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
1. All right, well, part 2, we are back. Dude, last time you were here, I was like, we're doing part 1. Give me your predictions. Tell me what you think. That's when we had flowing water.
All right.
We had a pretty good current. When I showed up, when me and my partner Zach pulled, and we showed up out there Friday morning, we got in, put the boat in, and when that clock struck 4 o'clock, we took off out to our spot, and we looked at the channel marker. I mean, it looked like the water dropped like a foot and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I felt. I was a little bit bummed. I'm like, okay, that kind of sucks. I don't know if they're still pulling current, and come to find out they weren't. They already shut the gates. Right. And I was like, of course they do that. The freaking day before tournament. I was like, it's always going to be like that. So I hated that for all of us, but also Daniel and Dale and that whole crew. Like, but it was still some big bags caught. You got on them good, but anyhow, you were right on your predictions on it was going to take 30 pounds.
Right.
You were right on that.
Yeah.
So tell me, how'd you do?
Well, I did pretty good. I had about 19 pounds. Honestly thought I would be around that 25, 25, 26, 27, close to that range, But you gotta catch at least an 8 or better to get you close to that spot. Well, biggest fish that I had was a 550, if I'm not mistaken. I got third with it, and just weighed wrong. I should have held it another hour or so, and I think I could have got a second with it, but because the big bags start rolling in, like 8s and 10, 210 was caught.
Yeah, 10 that morning and 10 that night.
Yeah, multiple 8s and stuff. So first place was kind of sold up. So I was looking for that second place, kind of slide in and get it. But before as whenever I got there, I knew that if I wasn't able to get to my spots that I practiced, I said it, I was just gonna have to, pretty much try to grind it out, and that's what I did. I had, like I said, I had 19 pounds and stuff. And first, one of my best holes that I got, one of the contenders was sitting on it, and I'm like, man, that's going to hurt, because I rely on that spot and I know they there.
Yeah. So,
but I knew it was going to take 30 pounds and stuff like that. So, Tyler Stewart, he wrecked him, that's tough.
He smashed him, man.
He smashed him.
There's a lot of controversy about going on with all that stuff right now. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that? I mean, you fish. I mean, it ain't like you're on the pro circuit, nothing like that. But like you fish, you're better than your average tournament fisherman. Like that shows just in the amount of tournaments you win. Like I ain't saying that try to make your head swell up, but like just speaking facts. Like you fish and you do really, really good. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on people, what they're saying? I mean, I've been hearing people talk about like either not wanting to fish the Majestic next year, they're going to fish it. Like everybody's going to fish it, but either not fishing it or wanting to have like different divisions for live scope versus non-live scope. Right. And then have like a pro section. Like if you're pro, you fish it. If you're not, then you don't. Or if you're pro, then you fish the pro part of it. If you're not pro, then you're in a completely different bracket. Right. What's your thoughts about on all that?
Well, when it comes to recreational fishing and stuff like forest tournaments and local areas and stuff like that, I don't mind if those guys that fish pro come and fish, I mean, you got to understand, we got guys that's fishing these local circuits that could fish pro, they've got the skill set and the mindset to compete against the best of the best. But, is it worth even going pro and fish? Because it's like I say, it's a different atmosphere now, It ain't the same like it used to be. You got, just like you said, with live scope, a lot of people are not fishing some of the tournaments because they feel like they don't have a shot to win against a scoper. But like they say, if you're not scoping, you're hoping. So, but my input, I mean, if you're going to get rid of live scope, just get rid of sonar, period. Just the only thing you can do is use for, for as directions, what I'm saying, like navigate. Yeah. You want to see how bad, see how good you can fish, then just do away with sonar, period. That'll fix that. So, but will a lot of people, would it affect a lot of people? Yeah. Because I guarantee you, there's some guys out there that know how to scope. If they ain't got that scope, they don't have a chance. I can get rid of mine and still catch fish. I mean, it's a tool. It's like I say, just basically what it is. It's a tool. Yeah. It don't matter if it's side imaging, forward, facing, backwards. It's a tool, and you have to learn. If you want to beat those guys, you have to put the time in and go out there and find them and try to figure ways to get those fish to bite. Because the thing about it, you can see the fish. You still got to figure out how to get those fish to bite. That's the key. Is some people are better than others of trying to, learn how to get them to bite. Now, if you don't put the time in, why are you complaining? Yeah. And if you feel like you don't got a chance, stay at home, because it's a lot more of those guys that got live scope and that, you know, that's how I feel about it, you know.
Yeah. No, I
Don't
agree.
complain, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It doesn't do any good complaining. Like,
No.
just don't fish it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, don't fish, you know, because like everything else, technology is evolving, and if you don't play. If you, you know, that's my take on it, you know. Because I mean, I bit the bullet and spent the money. Yeah, it's gonna cost you about close to $3,000.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's the easy part too. That's just like going down to Spotted Dog, buying a brand new Hoyt or Matthews or whatever. You know, you go spend a couple $1,000s on a new boat, getting it rigged out, all that stuff. Buy you a couple $100 rangefinder, you know, get you something nice.
right,
And you go and you draw back on a deer, and you ain't shot that bow a whole lot, and you haven't used that rangefinder a whole lot, and you don't really know what you're doing. Like, you get the principle of it, and like the concept. You go and you draw back on a deer at 30 yards. You think that it's going to be easy,
right.
and you're going for you ain't happening.
No,
it ain't happening. Well, and like that's another thing too. Like, this is not trying to come up with all the analogies in the world, but like you're in law enforcement. You have to get hands on with people. How many people out there think they know how to fight? That them dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have a clue. Like I don't do it anymore, but I did jujitsu for a while. And dude, that's the thing. Like I'm a little bitty wormy dude, and I wasn't great at jujitsu, but guys would come in that they had some mass and they were strong, and I mean, if you know the technique and you know how to use and implement it, you're gonna dominate and you're gonna succeed. It don't matter if it's shooting a bow, fishing, jujitsu, throwing a baseball. It don't matter. You learn the technique and you learn how to use the tools that you got.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. It was a great tournament. We had a lot of fun. That storm. Did you fish the full day?
Oh yeah.
What time did you leave? Like, did you leave before the storm?
Yeah, when the storm was coming, I got to the point where you couldn't stay out there. It got real dangerous out there. So
you stay out there. I mean, were you out there?
I stayed out there to the point where I thought I was about to sink my boat. The wave was coming from the side, like coming back.
Dang.
It headed, blowing north.
Right.
So I was up on Jake's trying to load my boat up and everything, and them waves was hitting me from the back, and I said, this ain't good. Because I'm also waiting for another guy to load his boat, and he can't straighten his boat and put it on the trailer because it was pushing it, blowing him kind of sideways. And I'm like, man, I said, well, I finally got room and everything. Got on the side of him and everything, but the problem was he was getting sideways to the point where if I would try to load my boat, he was going to hit my boat. And I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you're going to hold up.
But he finally got on the trailer and got it up and stuff, and I was able to put my boat on there. But I had a lot of water in my boat. But I went to the little nearby store south of the bridge and stuff like that and just kind of waited it out. And when it stopped back raining, I put the boat back in the water and went fishing.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
When we left, it was like 2:30, 2:40, I think is when it was. It was something like that. Like we were sitting out in front of Jake's where those trees are, like in front of Terrell Island, like over there. So we were fishing some of that. I was like, I'm getting it where we can get up on plane and get back to the boat ramp pretty quick. Exactly. And like people were already headed up there, and we were just trying to catch some fish, just trying to do something, and just not seeing anything. Like, when you're night fishing, are you looking on the live scope at all, trying to find them? No. We fished the bank, and I caught one pretty decent fish. Like the one I told you about earlier, I caught one pretty decent fish. I was like, man, we loaded the boat up. I checked it, and I was like, I'm not in the money. And so I ended up throwing it back. I'm like, dang, I wish I'd have held onto that thing for that next slide.
Exactly, because you definitely would have cut a check. I don't think nobody weighed in that hour. Right?
And so, but we were sitting over there in front of those cypress trees in front of Terrell Island, which there's been that's where that 13 and something was caught. And then that 10 something, that dude crappie fishing. Just like,
you talking about Cypress Island?
No, not Terrell Island. Folly Beach. I did not mean Terrell Island. Folly Beach. Yeah. So out those cypress trees in front of Folly Beach is what I meant.
Yeah.
And then they got that green light. Well, there was two boats sitting on that. I don't know if they were just drinking beer, having a good time, or if they were fishing. I don't know, but they were having a good time together no matter what they were doing. Those four cats, they was enjoying life. Yeah. Man, we were sitting there and looking, and you look back north and back west, and dude, like the whole, like looking up at these lights, that lightning was brighter than those. Like it would just stretch all the way from like Corny up towards Bernice, like all the way over back towards Monroe, over Jake's, just lighting it all up.
Dude, exactly.
It got wild. And so that wind started picking up a good bit, and we checked the forecast and looked at the radar, and it showed purple. I'm like, all right, it's time to get out of here. And so we threw the fish back and we got on. But like I said, the spot, that's what I told you before we started a while ago, that spot that we went to, man, we put in, and we were the first one to the spot. We had several boats come by, and they slowed down. I don't know if they were trying to get on that spot, but like I told you the day before, dude, it was 15, 20 fish in there, and it was loaded. And then either the water dropped or something.
Oh, it definitely dropped. Yeah, it dropped about a foot and a half at least.
Well, I'm saying either it was that or it was just that other situation I told you about. That's the fish, man. They weren't there. We saw 2 fish that whole day right there in that little brush pile. Man, it just didn't happen.
Right.
It did not happen. It sucked. So
yeah, I found them. I was looking at 30 pounds, but like I said, I couldn't get them to bite. Like the biggest one I caught out of was a 550. And I'm just trying to figure out ways to get those fish to bite and stuff. And I'm like, man, like if I can, they was there, you know? And you gotta understand, like I went to 4 different other spots and it was boats sitting on it. So I'm grinding. Like I'm hitting different spots that I know that the fish was there and stuff. And I looked up and finally got a spot where they usually pull up and do their thing, but I couldn't get them to just, fire up, you know. I would catch one and then they'll just the school would kind of just break up a little bit. And when they break up like that, it don't start that feeding frenzy.
Were you seeing bigger schools or were you seeing just like 2 or 3 fish at a time?
Yeah, they use some big schools.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, at least 16 to 15, big fish that was grouped up.
Yeah.
And also I seen a gizzard shad just get swallowed. Like this gizzard shad had been like 9 inches. It was up on top of the water, just sideways injured. And this bass come up there and just, swallowed it like it wasn't nothing. So I said, When I seen that, I picked up the bait and caught that 550 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we saw some fish. That's the thing about us us tournament fishermen or hunters or anything.
Right.
Anytime we go out there and you just see them, or you throw at them and one breaks off, or you miss him, or you shoot at the deer and you miss, it's always the biggest deer or the biggest fish ever. It could have been a 1.5 pound striper or hybrid or something. But dude, you're telling everybody like, dude, I swear it's a 10 pounder.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, I missed 5 10 pounders that day. Like it's that kind of stuff. But we saw some big fish. It was remarkable, but dude, they were just stagnant, man, just sitting there. Like if you didn't know better, you'd have thought they were like catfish or something. You could tell they weren't, but we were out there and it's like, okay, this is where the fish are supposed to be. And we were going checking the spots and the fish were there. Dude, we threw everything. I threw big glide baits. I threw those panoramas. I threw those on a drop shot. Everything you think of. I told you that real big spinner bait, like pre-fishing a few weeks before, like we were smashing them on that big 1 ounce spinner bait.
Right.
That one
didn't work.
Nope. No, you'd have them chase a little bit. Matter of fact, that one big fish is one really I don't know how big it was, but it was a big fish. It was like probably 45, 50 feet out. Ended up getting a little bit too close to it, but I was like, we're already this close. So I started backing up just a little bit. But before I did, I dropped the distance down on the live scope to get like a really good look at it. It was crazy. But again, it just wouldn't do anything. So I backed off of it, picked up that glide bait, threw it down in there, and it slowly followed it out, and it followed a little ways, and I just worked it faster and faster and faster, trying to get it to strike, and it just slowly turned around. And when it turned around and went back straight away, and I saw how long that son gun was, I was like, oh my, like, dude, that return,
That's the only problem. Like, when you see them just kind of creeping, easing out of, most times, like, that I notice, whenever I see fish reacting like that, they just coming, like, expecting it. They just kind of checking it out. You know? Now, when you see that sucker shoot up out that brush pile like a rocket, get ready. He finna smash it.
Yeah.
That's the difference, When I just start seeing them ease like that, I just speed it up real quick, like just getting away.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that fish to get a good look at it,
Yeah.
But that's the type of things that you have to pay attention to whenever you scoping brush piles and stuff like that. It's those little small, little key, mimics what that fish is doing, and looking at the attitude of how that fish reacting to that bait. That's what them guys doing. That's real good scopers. That's what they figuring out. If you want to get good, you know, got to look at the behavior of that fish. How's he reacting to it? Is he just coming and inspecting it, checking it out, and then going back to the brush pile? What do you know? Well, he's just checking it out.
Yeah.
But most times you have to get that fish to react to it.
Yeah.
Which whenever you over the brush pile, just twitch real fast, stop. Then, you know, when he start coming up, just start speeding it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want him to, you want him to like try to hurry up and catch up to it and try to eat it, you know? Because if you just working it real slow, that's not a natural instinct of a shad fish. A shad fish is going to get it. Like once that shad feel that they're just getting real closer get, the fish speeds up and try to get away from the fish. That's how they want it.
Yeah. One thing I've been seeing a few people do, and I haven't really seen it like advertised or push, but they'll go and get those something like a panorama, some kind of like shad looking real thin, but like where it'll float to some degree. And you've probably seen the videos too. They'll go and they'll throw it out there, and it's just like, you know, just, I don't know, it's not texture because it doesn't have a weight, but it's got just a hook and it just runs the bait sideways where it like sits flat, kind of like that gizzard shad you were talking about a while ago. And man, I've been seeing a few people fishing like that, like videos like that. They throw out just essentially like a panorama, throw it out there with nothing but just a hook in its mouth with a sideways, and it's like they're just dragging it kind of across the water. It looks like a dying bait fish.
Right.
And anyhow, I was like, man,
it works. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You caught something like that?
I used to put mine on a shaky head or something.
Yeah.
Like a big shaky head.
Yeah.
And I want contact on the bottom, like it's feeding on the bottom or something like that. And
yeah.
What the bass do, they kind of sneak up behind it and swallow it, you know. But that's just a different technique, you know. Drop shot it. Drop shot is just more of a injured bait fish that's in the water. Also, what does a bait fish do whenever it's dying? It's gonna go up to the top. So sometimes just working your way up to the top. That's why whenever I'm fishing like that, like once I get it to the boat, I'm just gradually like pumping it, you know, like that fish is steady going up.
Yeah.
Bro. I've caught them like that before.
The only good bites we had that day on doing that kind of stuff was freaking stripers.
Oh, stripers?
Or hybrids. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. You'd see, it's like you'd see some bass and there'd be striper, like there'd be a ball of bait, especially like out there on the main lake. It'd be a ball of bait and you'd see a few fish below them.
Right.
And it'd be 4, 5, 6 of them down below it typically. And then above it looked like a bunch of like smaller, almost like bait fish, but it wasn't bait fish because there's a ball up above.
Some hybrids.
Those hybrids were down below it, and they were shooting up in there real fast. And throwing all kind of baits in there, and we were catching them.
Yeah, but you see those. I mean, the bass are real close.
Yeah. We were seeing them, dude, just could not get them to bite.
Yeah, I think everybody had that same problem. You know, it didn't fish like it normally does. Like I fished a tournament the other day on Darbone, and came in second, and we fished a few areas and stuff like that. And like I say, the problem is you just can't get to your spots. You know, everybody fishing the same waters, and it's no secrets. So it's who get there first, and that's what it's becoming. You know, unless you find something that's kind of off and got to yourself, which it is a bunch of spots out there that holding fish and stuff. You just got to do your homework.
You got to find them.
You got to find them. You got to, you know, go out there and search for them. And when you locate them and you have it to yourself, and that's how you either win a tournament or something like that. Because if you plan on try to fish in them community holes that everybody else know about, get ready. I mean, that's what you're gonna deal with. You have people
be there.
Exactly. They're gonna pull up on the side of you, and that's why I don't understand like these community holes. And when you pull up, you sit down and get ready to fish, and they get, you know, the other contender look at you like, "What are you doing?" Gonna fish, like
fish, bro.
Exactly right. It's a community hole. Everybody know about it, you know. And just because you got that area, you better find the best spot for as position. That's what you want. You know, that's what you want to do. They don't matter if somebody get 50, 60 yards from you. You know, they're not on the juice. You got to find the juice. And when you find the juice, that's how you capitalize. Like, I had one community hole and I shared it with another guy. He pulled up and said, "Hey, you mind? No, go ahead. You catch that angle, I catch that angle." And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know? But you know how people, you know, they get stingy. They get greedy, you know?
that that doesn't win for anybody.
Right.
It ain't gonna win for you.
Right.
You may win that tournament, but you're gonna have a terrible reputation.
Right.
Nobody's gonna like you.
Yeah, it's a couple of guys that's getting bad reputations and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just going out there seeing what, you know, guys on certain spots, and when they see you, they coming back to check and see what you fishing.
Kinda
Especially if you win in tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, like what we talked about a while ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, same.
Right.
Yeah, it's dirty, but man, some people they gonna do whatever they can
Oh,
to
yeah.
win. What'd you do? So is the media that you just fished this past weekend? Was it the media tournament?
Yeah, media.
So is that the first tournament you fished since the Majestic out there on Darbone?
No,
You
we
fished.
fished another them, but I placed in both of them. You know,
So
cut checks.
what did you learn anything, or what did you implement going and fishing something like the Majestic where it didn't turn out like you wanted? You still did good, but it didn't turn out like you wanted.
Right.
What's some things that you learned from that and implemented that you took to place in the next tournaments?
You have to adapt. You know, you're not going to get your spots that you plan. You know, we all plan to get the spots that we practice and stuff. It don't work like that. You know, some guys, you go and find your spot and stuff like that. But when you adapt, you go up there and find different areas. Okay, I'm going to go up there and target brush piles or something. Or I'm going to go up there and fish deep docks. When it get hot, you know, them fish going to navigate to that deeper water. Early in the morning, the fish going to pull up on shelves and stuff like that on the flat, chase them big gizzard shads in the flats and stuff like that. When the sun gets up deep, then they going to the ledge, they going to that deeper water. But it's just like I said, it's just adapting. You know, I've been fishing Darbone long enough to the point where if I can't fish some of the spots, I know what some other areas. And like, just like Joey Bagger will tell you, like I told him, I said, dude, I know where a spot I can guarantee catch a 4-pounder. He was like, yeah, right. That's best bet on it. Okay. Went to that spot. Like second cast. I said, get the net. That's a 4-pounder. And it was a 4-pounder. He like, dude, man, you call your shot, man. And so he know whenever I say so, like, dude, we need to do this.
Yeah.
He listened to me, like, you know. I done made him a believer, you know.
Well, and you put the time in, like it's a lot of you cats that whether it's Darbone or Caney or whatever the lake in the country, like when you put your time in on it and you learn it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it just take time, you know, and I fish with some good angles. Like I said, I fish with Walt. You can learn a lot from Walt. You know, Walt, he's very smart when it comes to bass fishing and stuff. He's strategic, you know.
Yeah.
Man, I fished with a bunch of good guys. Chris Burnham, you know, he taught me a lot of stuff. I talked to Glenn Blankenship. A lot of people didn't know about that though.
Yeah.
I kept that to myself for a long time. And Glenn was the type of person, he wouldn't give you a waypoint or nothing like that, but he would give you information to go out there and find it on your own, you know. And like I said, I appreciate that, what he did, because he was like, man, I can give you a waypoint, but you'll never figure out like how to set up on it, you know. And that's the difference, you know. Somebody, you can go up there and go look and see somebody waypoint, but if you don't know how to set up on it, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
We saw
that
position.
firsthand.
Yeah. It's all about position. But man, we fished against a bunch of good guys, man. Kenny Coverton and all them Sticks, man, and Mike Purter and Mark Price and them guys. When you seen Mark Price and Martin Elshot pull up, like, you might as well go ahead and catch second or third, because, you know, them guys that good because they put a lot of time on the water.
Well, you know, that's the thing, though. A lot of those cats, not all of them, but a lot of them, they didn't weigh a fish in. There's a lot of guys that on Darbone that they typically smash them. They're going to cash checks.
Chris
Patton.
Chris Patton, you know.
Dude,
but I think he's dealing with the same stuff that I'm dealing with. Like I said, we all fishing same familiar waters and stuff. Yeah. We know where they at. It's just getting out there and stuff. So he's dealing with it too, you know. Everybody's dealing with it, you know. But you just gotta. My plan is to try to figure out something that they don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's hard to do, though.
It is, because I fish so many areas that I'm looking at fish, but I'm like, okay, is that fish, or is that gizzard shad, big gizzard shads, or is that carp, you know, and goo, you know. I pulled up to one spot and I said, oh, I'm finna win it. I'm finna jack and win the tournament, flip the jig in there, stuck it, and I said, "Oh my God, it's a giant." Guess what it was?
A freaking goo.
Yep, a goo.
That makes you want to drive over to the bank and throw him up on it like
Oh,
coons eat him or
yeah.
something. It's like, golly, you made me so mad. Just got to throw him back in the water and go on.
Yeah, but man, like I say, man, it's hard to beat these guys, man. Like I say, I respect all them guys. Like I told you, I can keep naming. I can name so many. I mean, 1 through 18 or 20, like they all gonna be sticks.
Yeah.
So when you beat them, like I feel good. You know, anybody should feel good when you beat, sticks like that.
Yeah.
You know,
when they have the reputation to go out there and catch fish every time they go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's one of them things. I drew a blank, but
no, it's just going out there and just when those guys are so consistent and being able to be in the same league as them and being able to compete with them, man, that's good. Dude, I'm gonna tell you somebody else who did good is the Taylors. Dude, Daniel and Dale, they had venue changes, they had all kind of stuff, and it's not like it was game break. It ended up being better, dude.
Right.
Having it at Buoys, having it there at Buoys. Dude, that was so much better than having it over there at Ritz. And
I mean, it's right off the water.
Yeah, I'm not knocking Ritz. Like I'm not knocking. If you listen, I ain't knocking you. Like I ain't knocking your place. I ain't knocking anything like that. But dude, Bowie's been able to go and just quickly be able to just to pull right up, hop up there, weigh your fish, get right back in your boat and take off. I mean, dude, you never had to fight for traffic. You never had to fight for a boat slip. Like they just redid that big long pier right there. There's plenty of places to pull up, drop your power poles down, run up there with your bag, weigh your fish, get right back in the boat and take off. Like in a matter of, a minute and a half. Yeah,
they did pretty good. I mean, like I say, they always do an outstanding job, man. Them guys, they've been doing it long enough. Dale, like I say, he's just been doing it long enough, man. He's the guy if, like, you want somebody to run the turn. But I think Dale, he's getting tired, and so I think Daniel's going to be the guy to take over.
And Daniel's doing great.
Oh, he is.
Like I talked to Daniel on the way over here. He's super excited. He's like, man, you got to call me. Let me know how it is. I was like, we're just gonna chit chat. Like I ain't got a clue what's gonna come out of it. We're gonna talk about the Majestic for a minute, but he's excited. And man, I'm telling you, that dude. I don't think there's anybody in Union Parish that loves that lake more than that son of a gun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that dude.
Yeah, he does a lot for the Lake Darbon and stuff.
And it's the stuff that you don't see. Like that's what I like. I like the stuff. It don't matter if like you competing or competing. If you're going out there and you're putting in the work when other people aren't, like that's inspiring. He's going out there, and not only is he just running a lot of tournaments and doing it, not making a dime. That song, he's going out there, if he's going and seeing some trash on the side of the road, like up around Ramp Road or anything like that. Yeah. That song, he's pulling off. He's going to go down there with his work truck with all the mowers and all the stuff. He's adding to his collection. He's picking it up. Like he takes care of that place, man. He really does. But yeah, he's doing good. I'm looking forward to see what comes of next year. It's like after the Majestic, it's kind of like the fire kind of is still there, and the lakes. I mean, clearly, like what won the media the other day?
20 pounds.
Okay,
Kobe Dart.
So he's been getting on them.
Yeah, he's on them. He just. But you already like I told you gotta set that number. Yeah. 20 pounds. You gotta have 20 pounds. If you get 20 pounds, you're in the hunt. Yeah. And like I said, we had 19. Me and Joey. Like I said, it's something different. Those fish are not eating the crankbait like they normally do. Like a couple years back, whenever I go out there and hit a spot, I would throw a crankbait, a specific crankbait, and they would annihilate it. Like, I mean, it was every cast.
No more.
But it's a lot different now. It's more you having to throw a jig or something like that in front of their face, or some type of finesse tactic, to get these fish to bite. So I'm not sure if it's just the water generate, the current. Not sure, but something was different. Like, but I still had. I mean, I did okay. I did.
Yeah, you did better than okay. You did good.
Yeah.
I ordered some of those the bodegas. I ordered some of those, and matter of fact, they're still sitting. Matter of fact, they're out there in the vehicle right now. They're still sitting there. Been sitting in there, probably melted, and spent $80-$90 on bodegas just for them to melt out in the car. So I forgot about it. I need to take them out, but I haven't fished since the Majestic. I ain't had time.
Oh, you haven't?
I ain't had time. No, I ain't. Michael Little, one of the owners of Spotted Dog, he's out at Darbon today.
Mm.
So anyhow, I told him, I was like, man, I'll milk all the secrets I can from Sontus, and I said, I'll shoot you a text. You ready to go catch him? But he's out there now. He's fishing, and I haven't talked to him yet this morning. But now I got those bodegas. I'm like, dude, I want to take them bad boys to Bussy.
Oh yeah, they gonna crush them. Like they gonna eat that over there.
Have you fished Bussy? Did I ask you that last time?
I have.
I couldn't remember if I asked you.
A few times that I fished it, like I set the hook on some fish that was giants, but I couldn't get them out of the brush pile. And then I looked at some of them big gators on the side, like that was on the bank. I ain't finna get in the water. I seen guys jump in that water like that. I ain't getting that water.
Come on, man. You ain't scared of no gator, are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Man, the biggest.
No, yeah, I don't mess with them.
The fish. I mean, the gator that I seen in that place, it had to be at least 13, 14 feet. I mean, that gator was huge.
It's some big ones.
Man, nah, I ain't finna get out there. Man, I look like the old top water bait going across the water and get swallowed. Nah, I ain't getting in that water, man.
I was crappie fishing out there with William Whetstone and Eric Howard, the HH Rod and Reel guy. And I was out there. They're both from Farmerville. Man, I was out there. We were crappie fishing, getting some content stuff. Well, we had to leave, and I think I stayed out there a little bit longer than them, or I don't remember. Anyhow, I went a different way. I went on the west side of it, and it's a small boat run on the far west side of it.
That's where that joker hang out at,
bruh.
On that levee.
Yep. So you know that levee is kind of grown up with grass and comes up to a little dirt pile, and then right before, if you're headed back north, like to the boat ramp on that far west side, before you get to that first windbreak, it's just a little bit south of it.
Yep.
That son of a gun, I'm telling you.
That's his territory. That's where I seen him.
It's a big one.
He's always right there in that same area.
Yeah, and you know that ain't a wide boat run. So that's one of those things you got to get up on plane too, and you don't let up. Like you got to roll. And I'm like, dude, I would hate to hit something and get thrown in that water.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I would. And we've hunted alligators. We've hunted them. We've shot them. We've set lines for them. We've done all that. I've never had any that are aggressive. Like,
they're not aggressive at all.
When they're on a line and you pull up to the boat and you got that catgut line, and you go to pull them up out of the water, them sun guns they're looking to get something. But other than that, they ain't gonna jack with you.
No,
they ain't gonna jack with me. I ain't gonna get that close to them.
Exactly. Me either. I'm not gonna give them a chance. But yeah, that place is special.
I want to go out there and try to figure out how to catch them. Everybody here that catches the fish out at Bussy, they're all fishing up around the trees and the brush and button willows and all that kind of stuff. Like that's what everybody goes. They're weaving in and out, looking, at the brush and trees and stuff like that, throwing down as tight as they can to the bottom, trying to get it through that crap. Right. And that's where you're catching your double digits.
Right.
There's got to be fish. As much open water is in that place, there's got to be some big fish that's not in that super tight button willow trees and thick crap that you got to just barely flip to it because it's so thick. Like there's got to be some stuff you can cast too.
Oh yeah. I mean, they out there. And I mean, if you can go out there and find some big stumps, because they do have some isolated stumps, they will sit on the side of those stumps and you catch a giant.
Yeah.
But that's just everybody doing the same thing, I mean, who to say that nobody's not catching them out there. I heard a few guys that was catching them on a rattle trap and a crankbait out there, and they wasn't flipping, So you can catch them that way. Just people just rather go and flipping them because they there,
I don't like doing that. It's boring.
It is.
I mean, if you're catching them, like I think it was you that said it before. I asked you what was your favorite. Was that you that told me? I asked you what's your favorite like technique and method, and you're like whatever's catching them. Was that you that told me that?
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I get it. Same thing. But like we have our preferred techniques that we'd rather catch them on.
Right.
But sitting out there just flipping trees, doing the same thing, just under pitching, just flipping.
I guarantee you can take a glide bait. Just flip on the outskirts of those buck willows and stuff like that. I'm telling you, I guarantee you can catch them on glide baits.
When are we going?
Hey, you just tell me a week that we both off. Let's go.
Are we ever off? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not working, like I said, I'm spending time with the boys or something like that. Like I said, I'm getting them this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll make time.
Yeah. No, we need to go.
We'll definitely go. I got some cameras and stuff. We can set up and have a good time, just catch some giants, just guess and see what's the biggest fish we think we can catch and try to shoot for that goal. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, man, I'm down. Like I said, we'll get some cameras, get some video, and I told you I want to go out there and get some pictures off you and your 6 Sense stuff, and that way you can send them to them and get you some pictures to get you. you're already on the map with them, we get even more.
Oh yeah,
so we'll go and we'll do some of that stuff too.
Definitely.
Well, dude, we've been rolling for 40-something minutes. It's almost a 2-hour episode that we got.
Oh yeah.
Part 2. I'm about ready to wrap it up, and that way we can make plans to go to Bussy or Caney somewhere.
Hey, we can do that.
We need to. Well, what else you got? You got anything else you want to talk about? You want to say? Kind of hit on just about everything, but no, if there's something else.
I mean, Caney. Caney is a good place to fish and target brush piles and stuff like that. Caney is a fun place to go and fish too. A lot of people, they hear about the hype on Caney, about the big fish and stuff, but them fish are tough to catch. It's a lot of pressure on that place, but the thing about it, you just have to go in different times of the year. Like now, you can catch them real good, but you have to go and find the right brush piles. Everybody, like I tell you, that's another place that's not a secret. Everybody fishing the same stuff. But you have some guys that can catch them, man. You got Trey Bells,
Brandon Flick,
Connor,
dude,
Kobe Dart. All those guys can catch them, man, out there. Hunter Freeman.
Yeah, Hunter's back.
Oh yeah, he's back. He's guiding. I think he's he'll fish a few terms and stuff, but I don't think he interested in fishing it. Like he rather just take people and fish and on guided trips and stuff like that. But I mean that's smart though. I mean, hey, if you gonna give your information up, you might as well make money and stuff.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't give it up if you ain't gonna be making money from them.
Exactly. So I might start guiding. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I might. I just don't want to run into that problem. Oh, you're a guy. You can't fish a tournament.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's what all these guys like. That's one of the big deals of they talking about Tyler Stewart. Oh, he's a pro. Who cares? He's just he's normal. Like he's the same as anybody else out there.
Yeah.
They put the time on the water and I just don't like, all this like segregated put the live scoper with live scoper.
I hate that stuff, man. No. Well, and here's the thing about Tyler, like that dude, he can freaking wreck them. Like that, Tyler, that's something, I mean, yeah, like he's a pro and he fishes for a living and he fishes all the time. I get it. And he's a hammer. It's just as likely that someone could have went out there and could have just not found the fish just like everybody else did. Right. Like he's got more skill than most everybody out there. Like I get that. Like he knows what he's looking for. Like he's been fishing that place. His dad's been fishing that place forever. I get that. But he could have just as likely went out there and struck up zero just like a lot of people did. Yeah, it is unlikely. It's less likely for him, I guess, really. But still, I mean, he ain't guaranteed to go out there and smash them. No,
he just found a special spot. It was there. When you find those type of spots, you could go and wreck them. It's the few times that I won the Majestic, I found something special, and I had it to myself, and that's the difference. And now, those spots are pretty much played out. I was looking at one particular spot. I think I counted at least 12 boats that pulled up on it, and I'm like, I go to that spot. And I know them fish. I mean, that place is not even the same. I went up there and checked them, and then I'm like, you'll see a few scattered here and there and stuff, but they not grouping up like they used to group up. I mean, when I pulled up to that spot, I would see at least 15, every last one of them giants. And it's a race of what bait, it's a race of them fish trying to get to it, trying to get, beat each other to the bait, It ain't the same. It's washed out now, so it's part of it. I know it, like anytime I'm fishing and stuff like that, I know the people are paying attention. They're like, oh, okay, we see Sontus over there. He always doing good. Let me go back and check that spot. Let me see what he's doing. What is he targeting? And one particular spot, he found that brush pile. He beat me to the spot. Majestic morning, first thing that morning, I said, I'm gonna go up there and try to get that spot and pulled up, and I'm like, are you serious? He beat me to a spot. I went and hit another spot, so it is what it is, But next year, it's only going to get better.
I agree.
like I say, each year I'm gonna try to plan to win it. You know, I hope Tyler Stewart come back and fish again. You know, everybody should have the opportunity to fish. Care who they are. You know, but that's my take on it. You know,
Well, something as big as the Majestic, man, I agree. I think my opinion may change on it later, but as of right now, I don't think it's going to. You can't segregate that stuff out.
no,
Like you just can't. And that's the thing. Like you go and you take some of that technology away. Like there's some young cats out there that they cut their teeth.
oh yeah,
With
they wouldn't have a
forward-facing
chance. They wouldn't have a chance.
Like
but
if you take it away, it's going to be devastating to them. But you, Tyler, like not even just people that fish all the time, like guys that are a little bit older, that's not 18, 20 years old,
Right.
that they grew up knowing how to fish and fishing the old school way.
Exactly.
Watermelon red brush hog kind of technique,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. Man, a lot of them, you ain't gonna beat them.
Right.
You really ain't. So.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm telling you like this: if you take that live scope away, then you're gonna see your Kenny Covertons coming back and all those old school guys that use landmarks to find. You know, you remember the flashers?
The flashers?
Yeah.
You talking about the little orange things you go out there and throw in the water?
No, it was like a depth finder. The light would spin, and I guess it was just that return, and it showed you two dots. You don't remember that? Oh wow. How old are you?
30. 31.
Okay. Well, I'm 41, so it was back when I was a kid and stuff. I remember when I first started thinking about getting a boat. Well, my boat had a flash on it.
A flasher.
Yeah.
That's the name of it, is flasher? Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, look up flasher, like live scope. Like I think it was like that.
Depth finder flasher. Let's see. Can we brighten this up? You ain't talking about something like that red thing? Something. So what it do? It showed.
That's it right there. See that hummingbird? They call it the Ice 45. It kind of looks similar to that.
So what it do? Just you throw it down in it, almost kind of same concept as
it was like same concept of like the beam hitting the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. It just flashed from a depth point of. Like it had the numbers. Everything went by numbers. Like I say, it wasn't digital. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't where you can see the bottom sonar part, but it was a light that will flash, and it'd be like, okay, if it was
on the
6
actual
foot,
unit itself,
right?
Yeah. Huh? You ain't never
see it?
No.
It looks kind of like that machine right there.
Yeah, I mean,
the
4
ice.
Manual depth scales, 20 foot, 40 foot, 80 foot, and 200 foot. Yeah.
I think you'll be able to find it, like if you start putting old depth finder.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up.
But yeah, I had one on my boat. Like,
oh yeah, here's some like those.
Yeah, so that's it right there. See that Seahawk fish finder? That was your fish finder back in the day.
Seahawk SH1000 fish finder. There it is on eBay, $74.99. So look, next year when people throw up a ruckus and they end up changing and ruining all the tournaments around here, you can go get you a Seahawk 1000 or what was it off Talladega Nights? It's talking about the Jackhawk 1000 or whatever, the knife or whatever it was on Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights. I had something else I thought of. I was going to tell you. What was I about to tell you? Shouldn't have brought up the Talladega Nights thing. I don't remember what it was.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it here in a second. But I do. If I don't think about it here in the next second, we're going to wrap up. But I appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
I'm holding you to that. We're going to go out to Bussy.
Let's go.
We're going to go catch them.
Let's go. I'm out, man. That's video as well.
Yeah, we'll go out there and get some video, man. Look, you want to talk about some people being ruthless? As you check out that freaking Bussy. The Facebook page. Right. Have you looked at it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Some dudes, they're threatening to kill each other. Somebody catches an 8-pounder, and it's like they're talking bad about their wife or something. It's like, what are y'all doing? It's ridiculous.
Man, it's like I say, they taking the fun out of the sport, man. Just enjoy fishing, be humble, and share. You know, like I say, the lake don't belong to nobody, you know, and that's what I had to grasp on. You know, like I say, I get it. Everybody want to win. You know, but the main thing is we all just, you know, have good sportsmanship and enjoy just the water that God provide for us to go out there and fish and be able to do that, you know. I mean, you see what's going on now. Look at the war. I mean,
yeah, it's that's a whole. You go on and on about that. I mean, that's like just like within the last few days, they're talking about like bombing Iran and
oh yeah,
and all. And I'm not up to date on every little bit of every bit
it's not
of
a
it,
game. War is not it's nothing to play with.
Dude,
War.
violence, and I mean, you can attest to that,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Stuff can go south freaking quick, man.
Right.
People look when you're not in it, which I'm not. It's like I don't have any pestle to really talk on this, but man, when you ain't into that kind of stuff and you're not dealing with violence and you're not dealing with evil,
Exactly.
dude, you don't really have a clue what in the world is really going on with that. Like
They
we
don't.
get it from a million miles away, kind of perspective,
Mm-hmm.
but man, it's some dark.
You don't want to see
stuff.
that type of bloodshed. I'm
No.
telling you, like, and you know the thing about it, you know, we think the war is gonna be over there. The war is gonna be in our hometown, like our own country. That's where the war is going. They're gonna bring it to us, and that's the scary thing about it because you know you got law enforcement like us out there that like we gonna have to get on the front lines with the military. You know, that's my take on it.
Are they
But
talking to y'all about that kind of stuff right now? Is there any talks?
Not really. It's probably a topic that I probably shouldn't get into, but you know, because like I say, it could happen. You know,
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's a scary deal. Like I told you, like I see a lot of people that's not taking it serious and stuff like that. You know, but to take it serious, like it's I don't like war. You know,
No.
we should all get along and just live a peaceful life. And
That ain't
the case. Exactly.
It ain't happened. It ain't ever happened from time that people was mad and hung Jesus up on the cross until today. It ain't.
Right.
It didn't happen then. It ain't happening now. You know, the thing is about it too, though, is we get so numb to it all.
Mhm.
Like, like I do like the content stuff, and I'm telling you, I've just about come where like videos and stuff like that. Like I just don't know. I still enjoy doing it, but I'm talking about like looking at other people's stuff. Man, with the AI generators that they have, and I ain't talking about just like basic like ChatGPT kind of stuff, but like you've seen the videos of stuff that they're doing. Man, it's like some of it's funny. There's some stuff that's funny. Like you get Bigfoot walking around duck hunting, smoking a Marlboro. Like
Exactly.
you get that. Like there's all kind of stuff, but
They're taking it too far on some things.
yeah. And like I said, you don't know what to believe on a lot of it. You can tell. Like when you see enough of it, you can look at it and tell. Like, okay, that's AI. But there's other stuff you look at.
It looks real.
It looks real, and like you're like, okay, that's too outlandish
Exactly.
to be real. At least you would think. The problem is like you just get so numb. Like all the stuff over in Israel and Palestine, like that stuff, Gaza, like you just get numb to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hate it for them, but it's like, man, just what do you do? Like I don't.
Yeah, I mean that's an answer that we can't answer. You know. Like I say, I try not to get into all that politics stuff. I can't get into it. You know? Can't really talk about it, but.
Well, it don't do any good to getting into it.
Nah, we don't have no control.
No, and all you're gonna do is make enemies. Like, you go and you have this, these beliefs that you stand on. Half time you're gonna be right. Half time you're gonna be wrong. You don't think you're always right, but guess what? You ain't.
Right.
You're not going to be.
We all just need to get along, and like I say, I mean, time is not on our side, you know. But I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you one thing. If it gets bad here, you know, if like I'm going fishing, I'm hooking up, I'm hooking up to my boat, man. It could be chaos all around. I'm going fishing. Me and my boy, we going fishing.
I already told you got to get you a new boat. Look, you got all these other cats following you around, that big white shiny boat. Yeah, you gonna have to go and you're gonna have to get you something else and hide in.
I know. I'm gonna get me an old aluminum boat. Some little John boat.
That's what we'll do. When we go out there fishing, we'll take my boat out there to Bussy. That way you ain't getting all the heat from everybody.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, that's Bussy. Like I said, I don't fish any tournaments and stuff like that. It's no big deal. I can take my boat.
No, we will. Yeah, we ain't taking my boat. We got to build a run from the alligators, baby.
Exactly, right.
That 90 show, it'll do it. But man, we're going to have to get that big 250.
Exactly. I feel a lot better. I mean, what you got on the back of it?
It's a 90 show.
It's a 90?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it'll roll. Like me and Zach in it, like Majestic Day, like with all our gear and ice chests, the drinks, the snacks, all that kind of stuff.
About 55, 50?
No. You talking about like 39, 40.
Okay.
Yeah, like 39 to 40. You can get it 41 or 42 in there by myself, but it floats real skinny and it does everything I need.
It might not be a bad idea to take your boat out there. It's smaller, getting, into all that buck brush, get that.
I'm trying to find some. I'm trying to find out there some of that open water kind of stuff. Looking for those stumps.
Yeah. Stumps.
Yeah, go out there and try to throw those big glide baits. When we go, that's what I want to do. Go out there and throw.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, I ain't saying we can't go hit some trees too. I want to catch some, whether it's around flipping trees or out there.
We're gonna take that bodega out there and go and smash them.
I know you showed it to me that day, but dude, that bodega, it's a lot bigger. I mean, that son of a gun is just about as long as that dang King Springs water bottle.
It's huge, yeah. It's huge. But look, they coming out with a smaller version. They come out with a small one, a medium, and the big one.
The big is what they have now.
Yeah.
Man, I like that though.
So
I like that.
Just wait till they come out with the smaller one. It's going to get better.
Smaller than like a sweet beaver or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be about maybe 3 inches. Bodega. Telling you, man.
When they dropping that?
I'm not sure. They haven't said. They haven't gave a date. Now I did see a video of the different sizes and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them to come out with it. They got the ridge worm about to come out. That's gonna be another one you need to get.
I gotta stop talking to you. You making me spend too much money.
Hey, I do spend a lot of money on fishing. Yeah, I need to do better.
Nah.
Dude, I'm a junkie when it comes to fishing, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what you're passionate about. That's
It
all
is.
right.
It is.
Shoot, you don't want to see the amount of money we spent last week. We were up in Kansas.
Oh yeah.
Doing work. We go up there thinking we had all the tools, stands, feeders, all that stuff we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. You go up there and it's like,
Crazy.
oh yes, yeah. It'll make you sick. So you
Duck hunt?
No, deer.
Oh, deer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just act like you didn't even spend it. Just be like, all right, we're gonna eat bologna sandwiches for a few days, try to recover from that.
Yeah, but ain't nothing like having your own food plot and all that. And you see that big 13, 12, 14 point come out, broad shoulders and stuff like it. Ain't nothing like that feeling.
Look, I'll tell you this. So not this past year, but the year before, when we were up there hunting, had an ice storm come in. I've told people on the podcast this before, but I was up there and I'll pull the picture up. It's actually on my iPad. I'll pull it up and show it to you in a minute. But it was a pretty good buck. Had an ice storm coming in. Me and my father-in-law, we went up there, and we had a break right around like 7:00 that morning. Mm-hmm. I mean, we haven't had any break in sleet or ice or rain or snow, and there wasn't much snow. It was really just like hard precipitation. Mm-hmm. And it was brutally cold. So I went and got it's a stump blind, so it looks like a tree, but it's insulated. Like I had a heater in there. Like I was bougie hunting. Like the wind was howling. Like it still had ice falling. Like it was rough. Mm-hmm. I saw that sun coming, and he came from like here to our vehicles out there, like 16, 17 yards. Drew back, shot him. He didn't run nowhere. Dude, I could not make it out of the freaking blind. The blind was frozen. So I've gotten where used to I'd get so nervous. Mm-hmm. And like before, not about nervous, it's just my feelings would just get all kind of worked up. Like I would just get beside myself, like completely been out of shape. I didn't on this one. I was good. Drew back on him, smoked him. He didn't run far. I felt like I had to throw up. And I was like, wait, hold up. Like that adrenaline dump, it just hit me. And like started feeling sick. So I went trying to open up the blind. Couldn't get the dang blind. It was frozen. So anyhow, I'm like beating the door, kicking on the bottom. I guess me just moving and working. I worked it up even more and freaking threw up on my hunting jacket, like on my arm. Just disgusting. Threw up on my dang arm. Finally beat the door hard enough to get it open and look. And I didn't see where he fell. Like I knew he wasn't running 60, 80 yards. Like it was smashed. He wasn't going nowhere. But I wanted to see where he fell, and I didn't know where he fell. Right. And I got out there, and I stood on the platform, and I'm looking around, just trying to say I knew he was in that area. So I'm looking around, and I don't see him. And I just feel, I was like, and freaking threw up again. I was like, what am I doing?
How big was it there?
He was big. Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Giant.
Yeah, he was. I'll show you a picture real quick.
I mean, to get that type of reaction where you got to throw up, that adrenaline dump.
Well, it's just like I called my shot. I even went and posted, and I'm not one, talking about like you called your shot on that 4-pounder. Right. Like I'm not one to call shot like be that good really at anything. But let me see. I got it right here. Well, I thought I did. But I posted, I think I may be wrong. I think that was a Friday morning, I think. And I may be wrong on my dates. I don't remember. But I think it was a Friday morning that Thursday evening, I went and I had him on a trail camera. First time I got a picture of this deer in like, I don't remember. I can't remember if it was like over a month or maybe a few weeks, but it was a while. And he's a perfectly symmetrical 12. I'm almost here. I'll show you. You can zoom in, look at it.
Oh yeah, that's a giant.
Dude. Now you see why I threw up.
That's a giant.
He was big. But
Man, that's a
but
giant.
I had him, I posted it to my stories. I had him on camera. And then I posted on, just like I said, just in my story, I said he'll die in the morning. And I don't know, you know, like sometimes you get a feeling about something, like, and a lot of times it doesn't work out. But dude, I just had like a calm. I was like, we got a break. We have not had a break in, you know, several days, 48 hours, 36 hours, something like that. And while it was still sleeting, we had hard precipitation falling that Thursday. While we were up there, we were at the camp at that point. Like we were up there on the property. And that deer, I saw him, got him on that night on one of the cameras, and he was off on the complete other end of it, which is only 260 acres what we own there, but he was on the other end of the property, which that ain't nothing for a deer to travel, you know?
Exactly.
But still, I was like, dude, I didn't know if this deer was dead or alive. I wasn't sure. And I told my father-in-law, I was like, when we get that break in the morning, I know he's probably going. He got some feed. He went and ate, you know, just a bit ago. It was dark, you know, 9, 10 o'clock, whatever time it was. He's going to go and he's going to hit that open spot because there's a lot of does. It's post rut, but it was a lot of does over there. I was like, he's going to come and hit it. I have a feeling that he is. Sure enough, as soon I got in the tree or I got in that stand, you know, like an hour and a half before the daylight, it was probably an hour before daylight, but like an hour and a half before the sleet and ice and all that kind of stuff, precipitation stopped.
Right.
I got situated, and dude, it's like clockwork. As soon as you stopped hearing the ice just like hitting everything. It got calm. A few does came out of the woodworks. They came in there, and dude, right behind him, he came in there all just muscled up. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I smashed him, and then my stomach smashed me. That's how it was.
Right.
So, but man, look, I enjoy you coming on. Thank you. I know it's a lot. You coming on for part 1 and part 2 is like so short notice back to back, but I appreciate you doing it.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody else I'd rather get on and talk about this kind of stuff with on the Majestic and all that. So, like I said, I'm glad we got to know each other. I know it's just because of this, but I'm looking forward to going out and fishing and hanging out.
We can do it.
Go doing some fun stuff together. So,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind like making up some videos. Like I say, take some 6 cents baits and only like I'm gonna only use 6 cents on that day when we go and shoot that video. So
yeah, we can shoot a video and like I said, and also some just pictures and stuff too. Just kind of load up on some big bass, some content. Just have some fun with it.
But Majestic it's gonna get better. So
it was great this year. Like we say that, but like it was great this year. It's
gonna get better and better. I'm telling you, man. He's done. Daniel's putting a lot of work in, getting sponsors and stuff like that. And like I say, he said he's gonna try to get more money.
Yeah.
So he's still trying to get up to about $500. You know, bigger purses.
Yeah.
First place and second place, third. You know, stuff like that.
Well, he did a really good job. Him and Greg Hicks. I mean, I did a little bit of stuff for him, but like, dude, him and Greg.
Oh yeah.
Did, like working with the town of Farmerville.
Yeah.
Going and pushing all that. And dude, that's another thing too, though. Like a lot of people, they're not seeing like. We went and shot some videos and did some content for the town of Farmerville. But dude, Miss Gaynell and John Crow and like that whole like the mayor.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, you talk about Daniel loving the town. Them son of guns, they love that lake and they love Union Parish. Not just the town of Farmerville, but just all of Union Parish. They bend over backwards and the amount of stuff that they do that people don't see to make things work around there.
Right.
It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. So Daniel, he's right there in the thick of them, and they're doing really good on all that. And so it's only going to grow. It's only going to get better.
That's
but
right.
Their Farmerville is killing it, doing good. Majestic next year.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna beat you then.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna learn all those secrets.
Come with it. Come with it. It's gonna be fun.
No, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. All right. Tell people how to find you, look you up on social media.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I got a few TikToks and stuff like that. Go to my first and last name, Sontus Mitchell. Got a few YouTube videos. Got a lot of content that I could put out. I just got to take the time to make the videos and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna start making more videos, even though I give up a little information and stuff like that. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Sontus Mitchell. I got about 5,000 friends, so I need to delete some people that's not active. And,
no, you need more. That's it. Just let them pile up, baby. You need more.
Well, you
friends.
can only add so many on Facebook.
Oh, you got to get you merge it, swap it over to a business account.
Business account.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what you got to do for like Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, because it won't let me add any more.
Yeah, you got to be a content creator. Like set up
really?
as a business profile as a content creator.
Okay.
Like
See, I don't
Instagram.
know. I don't know how to do all that. You know.
When I show you how to catch those big 12-pounders that busted that day, when I take a break and my arms are tired and all that early onset arthritis sets in, I'll pull your phone out and I'll set it up for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be good. But yes, check him out. Appreciate you coming on. I was sitting there trying to think. I was like, dude, we may be out of those. I told you about those live scope bundle deals. Just a little bit of homework, but those live scope Garmin deals.
Right.
I don't remember if we have any more of that. Those or not. I forgot to check this morning with Spotted Dog to see if we have any.
Oh, okay.
I think we might be out. I ain't sure, but check online, SpottedDogSportingGoods.com. The 126 and the 106s. So the 10 and 12-inch screens with the LVS 34 and the GLS 10 black box. Everything you need except a battery, which you can wire it in yourself. But or call Connor Nimrod at Tournament Technologies. He will absolutely hook you up. But check those out. $1,100 off right now if we still have them. We may not. I don't remember. Right. We were running low last time. I think we got some more in on order, but I don't remember if we did any more. But we're looking to carry 6 cents pretty soon. So
that'd be good.
Super stoked about that.
Oh,
and then hunting season. Man, we had the conversation yesterday. It's like we're right here at the end of June.
That's right.
And
about that time.
Dude, we're priming up. Like a lot of these fishing podcasts, they're gonna start slowing down here soon. We'll still do some, but I mean, we got elk season coming up. People out doing axis deer stuff in Texas right now. It's good, but man, bow season is gonna be coming up soon. It's gonna be here, and then chasing some whitetail and chasing some elk.
Awesome.
I'm ready, bro.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, check out Spotted Dog Sporting Goods for all of your hunting and fishing needs. We got some super cool things. I know I've said this on the merch, but it just I've got to finish. I've got to make time just to go and finish doing the shirts and the hats. Got some super awesome designs. Just got tied up doing. Hate to say more. It's not more important stuff. Just doing other stuff. And so anyhow, I've got to finish that. We got some really cool designs coming up, and then just like some outdoor gear. But yeah, man, got Buzzard Roost saddles. Them things there. It's a saddle company. Have you seen a saddle? So I'll show you. But it's like it's essentially a safety harness that you wear. It's got like a little seat, kind of goes around your butt that you sit in, but you just hang from a tree. I'll show it to you before we leave. It's pretty cool. But Buzzard Roost, we're the only one in this area that is selling those, and dude, they are freaking selling. Every time we turn around, we're having to order more. I think right now we have maybe like 1 or 2 mediums, a large, a small, and like 2 extra large. That's it. Like we ain't got much, and so the new shipment will be coming in. I think this week. So we got some more coming in. Got some new. I'll go and say we got some new trail cameras that we'll be getting here very, very soon, and so I'm just gonna leave it as that. So they're coming in this Thursday on a podcast. We can't drop it for a little while, but we got some super exciting stuff coming that I'm stoked about.
Awesome.
So that's all the homework as of right now. Sontus Mitchell. It's very good to meet you, man.
Definitely.
Glad you came on. I enjoyed it. And thank you for your service. We talk about fishing and stuff all the time, but man, you and like shout out to Austin Douglas again, one of my best friends of giving me your contact to kind of set this up, man.
Right.
You troopers and all law enforcement. We appreciate y'all more than you know. I know it may not feel like it sometimes, but I'm telling you, I guarantee you everybody listening to this podcast, they're in agreement with me. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you more than you know. So, all right. Appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
All right, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.